Hawthorne has just found himself in a roughly 8 by 8 by 8 by 8 cell with no
Four-dimensional cell.
windows, no
Yeah, I was
doors,
gonna say,
Sweet.
solid stone.
I get 8 cubic feet and like
the additional 8 is for
units of
time.
time.
Yeah, time frame it.
Just trying to figure out how that would work.
If you're in
into
here for
a
8
jail
hours,
cell.
you get looped right back to the start of the time.
There's about 8 hours of air in this thing. I don't know.
So you have 8 hours to accomplish something in which all the work is reverted back to the original state.
So, what else did we leave off with? His cat is still at the house, freaking out.
Oh, what's her face said she was gonna watch over him, didn't she?
Yes.
Okay.
And you guys were told to head to Kendast.
Yep.
Because that is where they believed Hawthorne was being kept.
To Kendast.
That only takes a long time.
Hey, long time.
Are you sure it takes a long time?
No?
Did you see where it is on the map?
It's on the island in the middle of the lake that we're on the shore of.
Yeah. Not very long time. Maybe a small long time. Not a very big.
Well, then again, I just think of the amount of time it took us to get
I was going to say,
like
I'm assuming the scale is slightly off because that lake would be like the size of the Atlantic
small
Ocean.
ocean. Yeah, say because like I remember it took us like 2, at least maybe 3 sessions to get from Pesh to Varay or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, something like that.
And that's what.
And that was
why I
days
said
of
a
travel,
long-
and it's like
Yeah, that's why I'm saying a long time.
But you're going to be on a boat.
Ooh, a boat.
boat.
And maybe the boat's magical, so you can travel a bit
I'm on a
faster.
boat.
What was that girl's name? Crawdads and fish sticks.
Crawdads!
Well, I don't swear, so sorry.
Aww.
I don't.
That's no fun.
Yeah. Oh well. Can deal with it.
The shit. Oh.
I believe it was. All right. It was either Venra or Lawrence that you guys spoke with.
I don't remember. It's been too many weeks ago that we played the main campaign.
I know. I think it was Venra that's taking care. It's going to go ahead and take care of Carlin, and Lorith was the little, really talkative pixie.
It definitely wasn't the talkative pixie that was going to take care of him.
Yeah. So, Venra tells you that she's going to go ahead and take care of Carlin, that she'll be fine, and you see her like kind of speak softly over Carlin real quick, and Carlin kind of falls asleep, and she quickly runs down the stairs from Hawthorne's room to the front door. You hear her shout something, and 2 Treants arrive. And they tell you that they are taking you to a boat that is over on the shore and that you need to leave right away if you're going to make it to Kendast before the water gets bad.
Okay.
I'll nod and move to follow them.
Okay. They go ahead.
And I'll pipe in and say, when you say bad, do you mean there's a storm or there's a poor tide or?
Well, when it gets dark, there's stuff in the water that will eat the boat.
Eat the boat?
I see.
Nom nom.
So yes, let's move this along.
Yeah.
Very concerned by that, but yeah.
So they lead you down to the shore. By the time you reach the shoreline, it's daylight because it was pretty much you guys were ready for bed when everything happened.
Yeah.
You've pretty much been up all night. Sorry, it sucks. You
For some
arrive.
people.
Well, right. You arrive at the shoreline, and they tell you the boat will be here any second. And you notice off in the distance, on the shore, there's a boat walking to the water.
Neat.
And
Okay.
as it gets closer, you realize it's not a small boat. It's a pretty big boat, and it looks like tightly woven branches. And there are 6 legs on this boat. And as they touch into the water, green leaves start to sprout up and around the edges of the boat, on the outside and on the inside. You see moss go from brown to green as it rehydrates itself, and you hear the branches start to crackle and almost like make a crunching sound as they go from dry to damp, and they start to move and become tighter knit and closer together to prevent the water from coming in. And the boat walks on under the water.
Interesting.
Cool.
Once the boat is fully in the water, you see the back end or the end that is closest to the shore, kind of flatten out and turn to like a ramp so that you can walk right onto the boat.
Cool.
I'll walk on when it comes down.
Yeah.
I
I'm
kind
waiting
of
around.
I approach and investigate a little bit. Kind of poke it with my staff. Make sure it's sturdy and
When you poke it,
Follow.
you see like leaves rustle and twitch like, hey.
I just, then can kind of continue on.
And the back kind of goes like, how to put this, because you guys can't see my hands very well. Like it's flat. I know, right? Yeah, kind of. Like it goes like from like this, and then it comes up like this.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And then you hear the branches as they kind of like crinkle and knot together to tighten up again to prevent water from coming in. And you feel like a sudden shift in the boat, and you realize the legs are actually walking along the water, like along the bottom of the lake.
It's a pretty short lake.
Well, I didn't tell you, but if you
Listen,
look,
how
well, do you want to investigate under
long
the
the legs
boat
are.
to see if the legs grew?
Yeah, I know. It's alright.
This is a magical boat.
That it is.
magic?
You-
Shut up.
Magnets, how do they work?
Right. You realize that you are moving pretty quickly on the boat, but if you wanted to, you could probably catch a quick nap before you arrive to said island.
Okay.
But
I'll
there
settle
is
myself
nobody.
near the brow and settle in for some sleepy time, or as close as I get to it.
Right.
Yeah, I'll kind of just collapse effectively.
You would notice that there's only the 3 of you on this boat. Like nobody else got on the boat with you. The trance led you to the water, waited for the boat to get on to show up. Once you guys pulled away from the shore, they walked away. They did not linger. You get. All right. I can't mark the map. Crap. Alright, if you look closely at the lake, you can see where it goes from like a lighter blue to a darker blue.
Yeah, kinda.
Kinda. Okay, when you guys get into that darker blue area, you smell a stench of like rotting fish.
Would we notice this through our, sleep or whatever?
Yeah, you would just like would start to wake you because it's a very like,
Profound.
yeah, it's an intense smell of rotting fish. And so if you were asleep, it would start to rouse you, and you'd realize that you could see land. You could obviously see the island very well at this point. You could see the shore at this point, like clearly be able to make it out and everything. You would notice that there is nothing really moving in the water or on the water. It's all very still. And as the closer to the island you got, the stronger the scent became. To the point that it was everybody other than Endis would probably be to the point of vomiting, or very close to it.
Do you want us to roll some sort of check for that?
Sure. If you want to see if you're not gonna vomit.
Endurance.
Yeah, if you want to see that you're not gonna
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
lose it.
It's a good idea.
Endurance.
And everybody pukes.
We can't have Endis roll to see if he loses his handy haversack. So
Shit.
Hey, you rolled higher than me. I had an 8.
you rolled for a please don't puke. Yeah, no, you both puked.
Please God, find the edge of the boat first.
Yeah, right over the side. Since I'm looking at what's going on.
Yeah. You would notice the water is still. Like, wind doesn't even seem to affect it. The trail of the water, but like leaving the back of the boat, how it would normally ripple out and everything, it's not rippling. Like, you can tell there's something going on with the water. Something not good with the water. As soon as you arrive on the island, it's extremely quiet. And you can tell very slightly, because there's no heavy trees or anything, a slight hill, nothing huge though, but you can see a little bit of fog starting to come in off the land. And then once you arrive, the boat actually walks straight up onto the shore, and then comes like belly down, and the back opens up so that it's completely out of the water before it lets you off.
Cool. Does it like rock when it's walking on the ground?
No, it's very steady, very steady.
Okay.
They've mastered this part.
Okay. I exit as quickly as possible to like start climbing a little bit over like the branches as they're coming undone to its platform, and just no, I'm
Not sure the island's that much better.
Well, ideally, I'd want to do again to bring up Vin Diesel. It's like land, sweet land. But it's like just
Yeah, but the
really
smell is still there.
super deep breathing, like the occasional like dry heave, like maybe guzzle down a little bit of water from my haversack.
Upon arriving, you would notice that there's not like kind of like crude pathing that would lead up to a hill that's towards the center of the island. At which point, you would also notice that there's like stone ruins placed that appear almost random throughout the island, especially where you're at. You could tell there maybe used to be an old watchtower at one point that has been resulted into nothing but ruins. Large, very large hunks of stone lay scattered about as if maybe a siege took place at one point many years ago. And you would see a large grouping of the ruins up on top of the hill. And the closer you got to the hill, the more of these large pieces of stone and residual stone buildings you would find throughout.
I'm going to unlimber my axe, and after I glance around at everybody else, I'm going to head off towards the ruins.
Yeah, I'll start to put my water back in my attached to the side of my haversack and kind of lean on my staff as I get walking for support as the queasiness hasn't quite subsided.
I'll slowly follow after Idix, be like, okay. Basically.
Yeah.
Hold on one second here. I'm updating the map.
Yeah, I just thought it would be really funny if when I threw up I accidentally acid breathed too, but
Oh god. I mean, when you vomit, it is pretty acidic. So.
Well, that's what I was saying. I was like, I wonder if that's a controllable reflex in
If
that
you feel
situation.
so inclined,
No.
Fun fact about the human body: before you actually vomit, you increase your salivation so that it coats your teeth in your mouth
Yeah.
with mucus to protect yourself from the acid.
Yep.
Well, thank you for that fact.
thank you, Bill Nye.
Blue pepper? No.
All right, I
Red
promise you're not really. It's not really a cloud, but that's the best thing I could do. That wasn't a natural circle.
I love that it's a cloud.
Literally everything over here.
Ooh.
So,
It looks so
Excellent.
fluffy and happy.
What is that, the island?
Now all we need is I was gonna say all you need to do is put a Care Bear on it and it'd be perfect.
Little rainbow
Hey,
coming off it.
you don't mess with the Care Bear stare.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is essentially going to be your island. And apparently that's as big as it's going to let me make it, so.
I like the shape though. That's awesome.
I was trying to go with something that wasn't a circle.
Yeah.
I think I did pretty good. Alright,
Showing through though.
I need... Give me that.
Oh. I'm in a 73-degree room and I keep getting cold chills.
Yeah. Our furnace in the last few days hasn't been able to keep up, and so we have it set to like 67 or 68. It's been like a consistent like 63 in our house.
Wow. I'm glad we only had like 2 days of the
Yeah.
super cold so far.
Did that wrong.
We've had, well, today was the first day of not super cold. Like the wind chill was only at like 15 or 17 Fahrenheit.
Our house is so drafty, it really doesn't matter what we do.
Oh.
Yeah, I understand.
We have to put a rolled up towel underneath our front door, otherwise it's too cold for the bird.
Aw.
And
We
I've got a
bought
space
those-
heater in the living room, and a curtain that's hanging in the doorway.
We bought one of those things from Bed Bath & Beyond that's supposed to go on like the outside and the inside. That's under your doorway. That
Yeah,
slides underneath for our back door and our front door, and it didn't do anything. Just made the door more complicated to open.
I was gonna get one of those, but I was like, that's just gonna be a pain in the butt. I actually got weather stripping at one point,
We did
put
that.
it in into the basement door. It eventually fell off because none of our doors are straight.
Yep. That's
Our
part of
weather
the problem.
stripping made it so that I had to push against the door with everything I could possibly muster to get it to close. It was a pain.
Well, ours wasn't that bad, but it was definitely a frustration that I did not want to endure.
We finally took one of those things off the back door a few days ago. Whenever the wind chill was at like minus 25 or something Fahrenheit, and the back end froze and it condensed, and so we couldn't actually open our back door.
Oh my.
That's no good. Look, it's squares multiplying. They're all oozes.
There's one gold one.
That's the solo.
We show up, there's all oozes. Up, he can save himself.
Don't be fooled by its size.
A gelatinous cube walks by with little teeny tiny bones and
And some bone wings. You're like, oh, I guess we can go back now.
But at 3.5, you could only attack those with like one kind of weapon, right? Or something.
No, only magic. Physical weapons, I don't think any like it, cause they're slashing, piercing, and bludgeoning, and I don't think any of those actually worked against him. Ennis, do you remember that?
I'm trying to remember. I can dig my books out. I think it was, it had to be like energy attacks or something.
Oh, okay.
Because I know like force worked on it, and like
I did a campaign once with some of my other friends, and we got to a place where there was a gelatinous cube, and none of us had anything that would work on it.
oh my god.
It was pretty bad.
One of my favorite traps when I did DM was just to have a room that you would open. It would look a little weird and a little bit foggy and off, and then you'd try to walk into it and you'd realize that the entire entrance was filled with this cube. The entire room was a gelatinous cube.
God,
That's awesome.
Thank you for the ideas.
I was gonna say the one thing that I'm super glad, well, that hasn't stopped Cease from introducing 3.5 things, but fucking assassin vines. They are no longer a thing in 4th edition.
Yeah.
Fucking assassin vines.
I think one of the best traps one of our DMs ever did was you open the door into a room and just the room was just a tiny little short hall that it was basically like a closet, and right there was the oh damn it, the mirror thing that creates dark copies of you. Anything that it's it was really funny. So basically it was open crap. It was fantastic.
It was a mirror?
I forget what it was called, but there's some kind of mirror that it casts any living thing it casts a reflection of. It will create
A shadow creature.
Yeah, a shadow version of that thing. That will immediately attack you.
Oh
On that
my.
kind of topic, there was I don't know if anybody here watches The Librarians at all.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
The
I've
episode
never even heard of it.
there was a couple of movies that
TNT.
came out where
I
basically
don't have television.
there's a guy who runs
Me
the
too.
library, so it's like Warehouse 13 if you've ever seen that.
Yeah,
He runs
yeah,
the library,
okay.
which is like a storehouse of all the magical crap in the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're doing now a TV show based off the same thing, and it's connected to the movies series. But
Okay.
in this
It's
one
got-
episode, they have to go after this pearl, and inside the pearl was this item that when you pick it up, it's this apple of desire or something. I can't remember what it was, but either way, it makes you turn into the worst possible version of yourself.
Yes. The thief was already the worst.
So they're going through
possible
all of this, and one of the characters in the show is this completely amoral thief guy who's just wanting to steal everything on the planet. So they're going through the entire thing, and every time one of them picks it up, they turn into a really horrendous person and start trying to do really nasty things. And then when they get rid of it, they're like, we can never let this guy get a hold of it, because he's just going to go completely nuts. And by the end of it, of course, he manages to get a hold of it, and he doesn't change at
Nothing
all.
changes.
Yeah.
They're like, dear God, he's already the worst version of himself.
The worst possible thing.
I actually like
funny.
that. That's a really interesting like hook to
Yeah.
show that you're literally the worst version of yourself. I like that.
That's awesome.
So, in case you're wondering, I'm actually attempting to design like where the hill starts.
Okay.
Not like everybody's really gonna wonder about that, but just in case you're wondering where the hill actually begins.
Hey, if there's a battle, we'll want to find the high ground.
Let's play King of the Hill.
Right.
I think the guy that doesn't tire is gonna win.
I don't know, if it's
Yeah,
nice
that's a
call out.
little fair.
Whoever's got the most push effects is probably going to win.
Oh wait, that's me on every single thing I ever do.
Close enough.
It's a perfect circle.
Not really. No.
It looks like when you look at dug sideways from, like 20 years ago, like cartoon. It's just like
Great.
nose.
Oh
Great.
god.
That's fantastic. I have a Beats T-shirt of like the band from that
The
show.
beats.
Yeah, it's like made up as if it was a concert T-shirt. It's wonderful.
Okay, I think I'm close enough to done.
Killer tofu.
Okay, so the different sizes of gray are different chunks of ruin.
Okay.
You would notice that up towards the top, there's a lot more because there's.
Are they like really tall chunks or like?
If it's a big chunk, it's a big. If it's a big chunk, it's a big chunk. If it's a little chunk, it's a little chunk.
Are they like degraded or any like?
Yes.
Okay.
They look like they have been there for like 1,000 years, and they're
Almost.
really crap.
Almost as if they're ruined.
Ah,
You. Oh, I'm sorry. Allergies.
his allergies must be acting up.
Ah.
All right, so where the two paths begin is where the boat lets you off at.
Between them or?
Rough area. I don't care where.
Okay. All right.
We'll say that this little thing was your boat, and it dropped you like there. Oh wait, hold on, it's not there. That's your boat. Little beanery thingy, the jigga. What's it? That's a boat.
Ah.
And it's just hanging out. Because that can pass as a boat, right?
Sure.
It's a boat with legs.
I see. They're kind of like hooked back like a cricket right now,
Well, it's laying down, so legs are kind of.
like a dog that's spread.
Yeah, sure, sounds good. So you're welcome to place yourself wherever you would like.
Ah.
Where I'm like,
All right.
Did you just delete me?
she moved you.
And as we arrive, Hawthorne dies.
Meanwhile,
You didn't beat the enrage timer.
Hawthorne,
What?
you hear a tapping on the stone in the room that you're in.
Any particular direction?
I don't know. You have to roll to figure that out.
Great, make me look up numbers for this guy.
You gotta Thanks for getting the beat stuck into my head, Arlie.
You brought it up.
I know.
You have no ever-loving clue. You might go insane from all the tapping.
Alright. I quietly deal with the tapping.
In case you missed it, he rolled on that one.
I'm happy to-
The tapping gets louder. The tapping goes from to a.
Go away, we don't want any.
And it starts to speed up.
I'm in an 8x8x8 room. Was it solid stone all the way around?
Mhm.
The best that you can tell because there's no light, so by feel it feels flush.
I start feeling around the walls, see if I can feel any vibration, if anything's changing.
Okay, you definitely feel vibrations, and you feel dirt from above you fall on your arms.
This is echoey again.
Sorry, it's like
Well,
I'm far away.
Yeah, she's far away. Yeah.
fly up to the ceiling and feel around.
You feel the vibration stronger, and as you're up there, you start to get covered in dirt.
I start to feel around the ceiling, see if there's any loose stones or anything. I mean, if there's dirt falling in, maybe I can jostle a stone loose.
No stones were jostled loose, but you may have found a crack.
Like I mean, I'm not there, but like a pixie-sized crack, or
No, like that's not flush no more.
Take my
Waiting for the giant mole machine to come bursting through the roof.
fancy bladed bracers and kind of try to jam them in the crack and kind of just see if I can work anything out.
As you do that, you feel a little bit of water fall on you.
Oh, goody. Now I'm going to drown.
oh, well, she was gonna put a timer on us to find him. Before he
Yay!
I continue kind of doing that and alternating with feeling stones, pushing on stuff, see if there's anything loose or trigger-ish.
Okay.
Trigger-ish.
You're gonna have to start rolling, dear.
What do you want me to roll? Another perception, or...
Well, depends what you want. Like, if you're feeling around, that's still technically perception.
Yeah,
Because
that's what...
it's sense-based.
Okay.
If I'm not looking for traps, I can't see anything.
I know.
12. I rolled a 1, and now I rolled a 2.
Now you know how I felt a couple weeks ago, where I rolled like 2 1s, a couple of 2s, then 3s in a row. Maybe the bot just needs to warm up a little bit.
Or the bot wants him dead. This is also an option.
You... You definitely feel like the cracks are getting larger. The knocking is still happening. The tapping and everything is still going on.
You're welcome.
I did not look at IRC. That's what I need to do. You still feel the vibrations against the wall. You notice that the crack is getting a little larger. You're noticing that water is starting to drip in. Dirt is starting to fall from the ceiling. Yeah, that is what you would notice.
Frankly, I'm torn at this point because I could potentially continue to try to dig myself out. However, I could potentially dig a lake into myself.
Well, you also don't know that you're by a lake.
Well, if the lake is above you, then the only way out is up. Going down is just
I
going
don't
to delay the inevitable.
know if I'm at a lake.
You could be under the ocean, like, you just don't know.
You
Like,
don't know where you are. You know you were in terrain,
Yeah.
and
I know
now
what
you're
I'm
not.
saying.
yeah.
I
You're
said
sa-
lake because big body of water could come crashing on my head is what I was getting at.
Or it could be a mud puddle above your cell.
Yeah.
Or it could be raining outside.
Who knows?
Or it could be a water elemental trying to get to him.
Maybe whatever's up trying to get at him is drooling.
Ah, yes. A sleeping terror-esque.
I'm looking at all my skills and none of them work. I don't think I can intimidate the dirt.
You could try.
I could do backflips in my cell, but I don't think that'll help me at all.
Could be sentient dirt.
Thievery to try and figure out something.
I
That's
mean,
about the only one. I mean, other than that, I can hide. I can try to bluff at the dirt.
you could go off trained skill and go for some sort of dungeoneering. I mean, you are, to all of your knowledge, in some sort of underground thing. Could go nature to see. Well, engineering would help you with like depth if you were like underground. Nature would help to see if, like, to test the water to see if it's like a salt water, if it's muddy water, if it's like topsoil, if it's clay based.
I do
like,
none of the above. I drop back down to the bottom, the floor of the cell, and go into a corner.
I thought it was round.
And I thought it was square. How would it be 8 by 8 round?
I just remember it like a couple weeks ago. It was circular.
I don't remember. I'll
If
take
it's-
that. Sure.
If it's square, I go to a corner. If it's circular, I go to a far wall. And I just kind of hunch down and put my little hands over my head.
Aw.
Okay, back to the team on the shore.
What kind of railroading is this? What?
You are on the shore and you hear a loud boom. And you see dirt and gravel flying on the opposite end of the island. Like on the opposite end of the hill, you see dirt and gravel flying up in the air. You see boats coming in from all areas of the water. Different boats are coming in. Different races are coming onto the shore.
What's the terrain like outside of those roads?
Do what?
What's the terrain like
Just, like,
outside of the roads?
Grassy.
Like, is it
Oh
just
yeah, it's
normal
all grass. It's grass.
Okay, well,
What's
I'm just going
brown
to charge
is like-
straight towards the dirt.
Well, what's brown isn't really dirt. It's just grass that's been worn down more than the rest of the grass. But it's
Yeah, I don't care.
Kind of
Starting-
flat.
high grass. Like
I'm
it almost
ignoring the
looks-
paths and I'm going straight towards the dirt.
Going straight towards what?
You don't know
Whatever
what
the dirt's flying out of the ground.
the
wherever-
dirt.
Oh, oh yeah, your explosion. Hold on.
Oh. Uh-huh.
Maybe over near where that H is.
Right there. There's your explosion.
Okay, I'm heading straight for that.
Los Cablamo.
You can see that over
Full
the
speed.
hill.
It's pretty. Yeah.
Is that big
So
enough?
you're going forward, heading over the hill to it,
Yeah.
basically. Okay.
Hawthorne.
Mm-hmm.
You feel an intense vibration. Oh, what do I want to have you roll? I need you to roll something to see if you would flinch and close your eyes. Basically, like, cover your head for protection. Or would you just do that?
I was already doing that.
You're already like,
And I'm
Kind
invisible.
of balled up.
okay.
Well, no. What's the opposite of intimidate? I mean, the only thing that I can think of is will. But unless Cease is rolling against Will, I don't know how that's a thing.
I can
So-
roll against Will.
Oh, great.
I rolled a 4.
Yeah, that would not hit.
Because I can't think of another way to just roll
Yeah.
against and intimidate.
I don't know.
Yeah, 4E doesn't really have saving throws in that sense. It's just
If-
saving throws to end
You're already,
ongoing
like, called
effects.
in, head covered. Okay.
Well,
And
some stats have like bluff has a counter with insight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Your
but it's
ears
an
are-
so-
opposed check.
Right,
You
and
need to
so
have that
that,
check to oppose it with.
that's what I was
Um,
thinking. It's like I can't think of one for intimidate.
Your ears are ringing. There's a loud boom. The top is missing. Your eyes are like you can't see because there's so much light coming in now.
Did I manage
can't hear.
to remain invisible?
You never said you were invisible.
He
Yes, I
did.
did.
He said like 6 times he was invisible.
All right, then I missed that because
Oh.
obviously I'm
I
drunk.
rolled an 18 again.
Hmm?
I don't know. I rolled an 18 again.
Against what?
I don't know. I use it kind of like I flip a coin.
My stealth is a plus 20, if that matters.
And that would be a perception against that. And also, if your stealth is a plus 20, you get a roll on top of that, plus you get an additional plus 5 for being invisible.
Aha.
Okay. I'm trying to get my brain to work here. So you remained invisible, but you can't see and you can't hear.
Okay.
So you're blinded by because the light's now coming in. You can feel a breeze coming in from above you. You can smell dying fish all of a sudden. So you need to roll to see if you're gonna vomit.
What was that? Endurance?
Yeah.
I'm guessing that tapping was them getting the socket ready for the piece stick of dynamite or whatever it was.
Like it is like a fortitude based thing, but it's like endurance is for like heat exhaustion, sickness.
he didn't puke.
Like
Yeah.
I didn't puke.
You managed to maintain your dinner from the night before.
Like us.
But again, like you hear a very loud ringing in your ears. Let's see if they can find you. They can't find you. You hear them holler. You hear a group of. Oh, you can't hear. Crap.
well, you could call him deafened, and he gets an additional like reduced state to hearing.
Yeah, it would have a
Well,
penalty.
You feel like a foot near you, like it bumped you. It's up to you if you want to make yourself known or not.
I'm still invisible. I can't really see because of the sudden brightness, but I can tell there's brightness above me.
Yes.
I remain invisible and fly up into the brightness.
Okay, you fly straight up
I'm
and
going towards the light.
great. Okay, you fly straight up and because you're blind, let's see if you make it out. Alright, you managed to make it out, and the waft of dead fish is now almost overbearing. Roll an endurance. You stagger a little bit, but manage to maintain the contents of your stomach. And
Do I recognize it?
yes.
Alright, then I become visible. I
Okay.
assume by this point now, there was time for it to blow up. The light came in. I go deaf, I can't see nothing. I sit there for a second or two. They're coming in looking. I fly up out. I'm assuming by this point I can start to see.
You're starting to see like shapes, shadows, outlines. You're starting to adjust, but you're not fully adjusted yet.
So
You're
instead
in a
of
couple seconds.
so mechanically, instead of the -5 you would get from the blinded effect, you'd get the -2 from like against concealment.
Sure.
I become visible.
Okay. You hear a group of people go, "There he is! There he is!" And
Here I am. Here I am.
they tell you, "Come down. You're too far up." And let's see if your vision's back enough yet. Oh yeah, your vision's back. At this point, you can now make out not just outlines and shadows, but you can make out full-on shapes where the ground is, where the buildings are. You can see that there's no trees around you or anything. You can make out that there's about 10 people below you, and that you're about 15 feet in the air.
Okay.
And they're telling you to come back down. You're too far up.
I go back down to ground level.
Okay. When you come back down, you notice the prince from Sayadin that's down there. And he tells you, "Well, I don't know how you managed to get here. You're lucky we found you."
I touched a wall, and then I was here.
He just kind of looks very befuddled, like, this doesn't make sense. You touched a wall, ended up where you were and everything. And you notice that there's about 7 or 8 Kalashtar with him, and he's got a couple other races with him as well. And he says, "You're not safe. You're not safe. There is a demigod that has been corrupted and possessed, and we need to clear him from this. You're not safe here."
Sounds easy enough.
And he tells you, your friends are on the other side of the island. Get to them. Get out of here. And he kind of like ushers you off like you're a little kid.
Yay, we'll meet in the middle, right at the time when the demigod erupts from the earth beneath us.
I want to stab him, but I won't.
He's just doing that like, go.
See, what I'm imagining is that this entire island is a turtle island, and you go to like charge and just stab at the island, and it's just like
You're not
not
pandas.
noticing.
Nobody's
Okay.
a panda, so that's no fun.
Well, I was thinking Aladdin 3. Thank you very much.
No.
Wow, such a ripoff of Aladdin 3.
Aladdin 3.
Yeah, the Prince of Thieves, where Aladdin meets his father.
Yeah.
I bailed out before then. I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Okay, so Hawthorne takes off.
My head that way.
Are you going around or over?
Over. I have flight.
Okay.
I was gonna say that would make sense. It would be hilarious.
Move
if we
your
went around
character
and
a
just flew past
full-
each other.
One full movement.
One full round of just movement?
Yep.
Considering I can't see squares.
Yeah, roughly.
Uh,
Right here, because I love you.
Yay!
Ah.
Magic!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Ignore the fact that it's a cloud. It's so not a cloud.
11.
It's a wonderful cloud.
It's so not a cloud.
Not
We're on
just
a cloud island.
So not a cloud.
Running is what, +2?
Yep, but you get a minus to defenses.
But that
You do.
+2 would be to both the standard
The
and
standard and the move, yes.
Alright, then I'm moving 4 more for my running. I guess I'm flying really hard. And I am there.
Flap those
Okay.
wings!
Alright, I'm gonna have the 3 of you move one full movement to wherever you were going to move.
How?
Are we allowed to run or just like a typical move? Well, we can.
I'm assuming it was like one full round of movement.
Precisely.
No, just one full round.
Assuming
Then
that you
from
were
where I
doing
started,
only
and
movement.
I sort of moved myself one movement already, but I would end up there.
That's why I had Hawthorne move first, because it would be kind of like you guys heard the boom. Hawthorne's already out of there. He's already started to move and take off towards you, and you're kind of catching up to him.
That's yeah. Okay.
So that kind of put you guys where you could see him or whatever.
Mhm.
Okay.
I never thought I'd be happy to see you guys.
Now, as you're moving,
Hey!
when you guys came up on the green area, that would be going like uphill.
Mhm.
Okay, making sure that we.
So,
page.
is there any sort of like different terrain classification, like because it's
Is
going
it
uphill? Because it's going uphill, would that be like a difficult terrain type thing, or?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's what
Well,
difficult
it's not
terrain.
kind of. Difficult
Well-
means two moves for a single square.
Yeah, it means so. If my typical movement speed is 6, it will take me 2 quote unquote squares of movement to get 1 square of movement going to the peak.
Over
would be-
that one square, yes.
So
Like where
okay,
that green line is.
So while in the green line, everything is difficult terrain
Yes.
except for fucking Hawthorne. You're flying, dude.
I just did regular moves, but if I did a run, then I could easily make it to where I am. So
Well, no. Either way, like it's difficult terrain, and you still have that part on you. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. It will slow you down.
Yeah, no matter what, running doesn't like unless you have something to ignore difficult terrain, you're going to have reduced movement.
No.
Oh god. Oh wait, those are the yeah.
Those are good people. Do not panic.
I was like shit.
The next
Is
15
it
goes
more
on
of
there that are
those,
red.
like,
Those are bad.
infecting guys? Those are bad.
If you're gonna spend like a minute or two to set stuff up, then I'm gonna take a quick file break before anything major happens.
I was just waiting, you know. This is my way of saying, hey, my turn. Like to speak, please. All right. So in the right behind Hawthorne, you hear a big kabloom and chunks of floor.
Ground?
No, floor. It's like you've got stone and dirt and grass and gravel and pebbles and rocks and everything just everywhere.
Okay.
I need to check to see if you're all still standing. Especially Hawthorne.
I thought he
Athletics?
was flying.
You're in the air. There's such a thing as
Probably be acrobatics actually.
Sounds good to me.
I think athletics could be applicable too.
I'll accept them. I will accept
Okay.
either.
Oh
Yeah,
you're
I would
so
much prefer
lucky.
athletics.
Just because I'm nice right
Yay.
now.
I rolled a 3. I got a 19.
That's
But
what
I
I just
rolled
got.
a 3.
31.
My first roll was a 2. My second one is a 3. That's
How
ridiculous.
do we tell if your wings are strong enough to withstand the centrifugal force of an explosion?
You could do an endurance check again.
Yeah.
Stop telling her to do endurance checks.
I like endurance.
I'm sorry, I'm the mechanical question guy.
Oh, I looked it up, and opposed checks for intimidate are opposed by will.
Boom.
I thought you were right, but I was like, I should just check.
I hate you.
Wow,
Oh! Well, I shouldn't have complained about my 2 and 3 because he's just rolled 2 1s.
Oh, you blow away.
Bye, Hawthorne.
I roll a 16 and then follow it with a 1.
Maybe you should get some of your wife's nice purple dice.
I have a couple of them.
I know.
Okay, so Hawthorne's wings do not withstand the centrifugal force of the explosion, and he runs and he goes head first and face plants right into Odom.
That is not
Bonk.
as bad as it could have been.
No, I
Facing
could've
away,
Yeah.
therefore the wind would have flapped my wings. The wind would have flapped my wings inward. Had I been facing it, it would have snapped them off.
Yeah.
Your wings are still attached. You're just currently a wallpaper on Odom's chest.
Just
Hello.
Yeah, you just see wings. Right now, Odom, you have a butterfly on your chest.
scrape it off with an axe.
Excuse
Like, ew.
Squish.
You don't happen to have a chest windshield wiper, do you?
Oh my.
One for each peck.
So, other than that, the rest of you are able to withstand the force of the explosion. When the dust settles, you see a outline of a tree standing in the center.
Tree.
So wait, a tree exploded out of the ground?
Yes, sir.
Crap.
Interesting.
Upon further examination, you would realize that this tree is stuffing things.
Is it
But-
told you so?
Upon further examination, you would recognize that this tree is a treant,
Oh! Yay!
a very large tree. What the heck are you guys talking about now?
Flinging Silrays into a charge attack. Or throwing a great axe, whatever. I just mostly thought the idea in my head was hilarious, and so I put it out there.
We know the dark blue dots are friendlies.
Do we?
She mentioned that when she was placing.
Yeah, they were with the Scion people.
She has not said what the other two groups are.
Also, is number 3 supposed to occupy 2 squares or 3?
What letter or what color?
Number 3,
Green.
green.
Treant.
The treant, is it supposed to be large or what is it, colossal?
Is
Or
it
large or
the,
huge?
the green one or the
As
As
dark?
big as they
it's-
get. Frickin' enormous.
If it's 3 by 3, then it's huge. The largest of the large is actually 5 by 5, and that's colossal.
And now we're going to see it get changed to 5x5. Thanks,
Well,
Felix.
I don't care what it is, but
And now we get stomped.
because like some of the gods are actually like 5 by 5 squares.
Run away, run
think
away.
that's
Did you
4x4.
say
That's
gods?
4x4.
Yeah, some of the gods are, you know,
Well, you know
colossal.
what?
That's-
This is colossal. This is he's really slender. He's sick. He's not as healthy as he should be. I don't freaking know. He's tall,
Chris,
really tall.
He's just yeah.
Suck it up. He is what he is.
Was there something between huge and colossal?
him.
No, yeah.
Best DM response.
All right, let's roll for initiative, people.
Yay!
Are we rolling for initiative against a damn tree?
Yep.
I didn't say what you're rolling for initiative against. You're just rolling for initiative.
29.
I need my notepad. I done did lost it.
I forgot I had like
Woohoo,
87
6.
initiative bonuses.
That's a beautiful initiative there, Endus. Beautiful.
Oh, Radix.
Screw you,
Beats.
Radix.
Oh yeah.
Arlie, what'd you get?
Then again, that rolls.
17.
I'd rather roll
That-
initiative than on a 2-hit roll.
How
That
much?
roll is going to fuck me over later. So.
How about
Um,
17 initiative? Or wait, no, never mind.
I have
My
a plus 13.
yeah. My brain was like flipping around things for some reason.
Doing. I was looking at for something. Oh, yeah, there you are. Size. No, damn it. I hate how frickin' VDI logs me out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it goes tiny, which is a pixie, small. Tiny can occupy a person's square, like you can. Everyone else is medium. Large, huge, which is a 2 by. Large is a 2 by 2. Huge is a 3 by 3. Gargantuan is 4 by 4. And
Oh,
wait.
I forgot Gargantuan.
yeah, I guess colossal was incorrect. What I thought it was.
So this is a Gargantuan treant, so we're basically facing off against Nordrasil.
And it also means it had. Well, no, I'm not going to metagame, so. Because I know, like, an idea of something it could have because of its size.
You could mention it to me, and I can tell you if you're correct or not.
That wasn't
Indeed.
that wasn't a move, by the way. That was
I think I know it's
me
being
moving
talked about,
myself
so I'm
from
not going to
having
mention it.
been.
I mean, yeah, I'm pretty
It's-
sure you have an idea of what it is. But
You have an idea of what it is that you're facing?
No,
No,
what Radix is
mechanic.
referencing based on size.
It's Treebeard.
I don't know what that means. But then again, you are very small. I say that same thing to my niece all the time.
Roll
She's
me a perception check.
everyone.
All of us?
All. If you're
No
involved,
way.
roll me a perception check.
Where is perception? There it is.
Yay! I don't see anything again.
I got a 25.
That's
You're
my
plastered into
third
my
natural
chest.
one.
Wow.
All right, so everybody
I
except for
only
Hawthorne.
needed that. I only needed that for combat or something.
So here's the best part. This is the first time we've had a nat 1 and a nat 20 in the same roll.
Yeah.
On top of that, everybody but Hawthorne notices that there is a growth on near like what you would consider almost the base of the skull of this treant.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Endis.
Okay.
You would notice that there is a growth there, radix. I'm gonna send you a tail.
Okay. I accept this too.
Mm-hmm.
I accept that.
Really? You waste your ult for that?
Really?
Is that right? Yes.
Oh god, this encounter just got a lot more real for my character.
Aw.
Yeah, I know. That which works out very well that you rolled.
Oh,
what
Seriously,
you rolled.
like I'm not gonna be like mean about it, but I'm like, damn you for bringing that up. Yeah, my shit rolling for last week is on to you this week.
apparently. I may have to break out some dice and.
I think you really should.
Well, to be fair, when I broke out
Hey, I
dice
can't roll-
last
I
week,
can't
I
type.
also got a nat 1, so on the die, so
It's true.
and that was embarrassing and broke my spear.
But
That was pretty awesome, though.
then at least you feel like you earned the one, as opposed to this damn thing.
No,
Alright.
that was pretty awful.
I think we're all caught up on what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And we start with Radix. You do
Oh,
have
no,
the
what?
option of sharing the information that you have been made aware of that I have sent you in tells for those who did receive said tells.
Yeah, one
That
second. Sorry.
is at your own leisure. Again, if it does count, if it shouldn't count as anything.
Yeah. I
So,
have to. Sorry,
it
I updated my DDI character for level.
The new one or the old one?
What?
Who?
My
He's probably talking about Rosie.
invoker,
Okay.
and I have the correct hit values in there compared to on character sheet from the last level up.
Okay.
So sorry, give me just like approximately 15 seconds.
One,
It's fine. I'm gonna enjoy my adult beverage while I'm still coherent.
3. I'm gonna go get a beer.
Bear.
Beer.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. And I am. Let's see, how far away am I? 1, 2, 3. So, as a minor action, I would like to do a check on the creature to get an idea of its particular strengths and weaknesses according to my knowledge.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's nature check.
Yes.
Pretty good, yeah. Okay.
Okay, what did you want to know about it?
Basically, like,
Do you want to send it to me in a cell?
yeah.
I will excuse Bings for substantial reasons. If it's valid, I'll accept it.
Really? Wow. Wow. Who has something in the background? I heard,
that's me.
hey,
That's-
fuck this!
Yeah, kind of. I have an OGN match going on for League of Legends.
Ah, okay.
Oh god.
And it's Korean. It's like fully in Korean, except for the announcers, and it's hilarious, but the play is amazing.
Yeah, my husband just popped in to let me know how the Patriots football game today turned out.
Sorry. I know you're not going to like that.
Well,
Yeah.
no, actually the Patriots won.
No, not you.
she's talking
Oh, okay.
to me.
Yeah.
I'm
Sorry.
not like that at all.
Yeah. I actually brought that down. So,
Wait, is this a 3/5 creature?
a 3.5?
Yes.
No.
3.0?
No.
If it's a 4E creature, then that's beyond anything that I've ever heard of for this.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so God, damn.
All will be explained in due time, but right now, suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah, I know, fucking shit. Okay, I'm going to downgrade my move action to a minor action and summon. I'm going to, like, put my staff up in the air, and it's going to just, like, illuminate super bright light, and it's going to shoot straight up into the clouds, and then from there, it's going to just, like, beam down in this burst of energy this angel. If you could bring that to the foreground, please.
I would love to,
Birdie!
but I can't target it. Undo whatever you did.
Edit, undo.
Okay, now move it.
Oh, they can't do anything now.
There you go.
Okay. And then with Rabble. No. This is ridiculous, seriously. Okay. Then, yeah, I'll just use... I will flash, point my staff forward, and in a great big flash in sort of a conical fashion, I will just kind of send this, I don't want to call it flashing, and there's like this pulse of great big light.
Okay.
Oh wait, what does that staff do? Where is that item? Sorry, I get something cool from that.
Perfect mixture.
Oh, awesome.
Did you figure out what you're doing?
Yeah, sorry, Oh, really?
But you know.
What's that for? Like, what's
Yeah,
that
sorry.
to?
Let me check really quick. That is versus Will.
No.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, my staff has a thing that if it hasn't been attacked yet, I get additional stuff happen to it.
Stuff.
Yeah. Okay, there was that. Now I am going to. I hate this so much. That's 3 actions. I'm gonna wait for my action point and call that my turn.
And AC. Oh yes, those are the NADs. Those are the NADs.
NADs, non-AC defenses.
When possible, go for the NADs.
Oh, wait. Before I fully end my turn, since I used both an encounter and a daily, I'm allowed to move one before the end of my turn. One ally each, 2 squares. So who
Go
wants to
for
move?
it.
Who wants to move?
I'll move
Where move?
towards it so I can go to it to attack it.
1, 2. How's that?
Good.
Okay.
I just be like, move yourself 2 squares.
Hawthorne or Odom? Well, that's going to move technically both of you because of mechanics right now, but...
I'd actually like to not move.
Okay, then, yeah, we'll call it as it is. And full end turn. Next person.
Yay.
Hawthorne.
Alright.
You can have a free action to peel yourself off Odom.
Alright, as a free action, I peel myself off Odom's chest.
That's a damn nice DM.
I know.
I would have taken a full move action to have him stand up from a chest of a Warforged.
Well, I figured he probably was doing that as, like, right immediately after.
Okay.
So I'll say, like, while you were doing your thing, he was peeling himself off.
Okay.
Also, as a free action, I kind of mutter, and I think with the range where everybody is, I think they would hear me, but I kind of mutter to myself, "Dear God, it's Evok."
Evok.
And as I peel myself off Odom's chest, I assume he's facing the treant.
Ask Odom.
That's I just
Yes,
did.
I'm facing the tree, and I was running that way, and I haven't had a chance to turn around.
I kind of peel myself off and climb up to his shoulder, and on his shoulder, I kind of just tumble off into flight, away from the thing, and I kind of tumble back this way,
Okay.
and then immediately charge him
Okay.
and make with the stabby stabby.
Okay.
Make with the stabby stabby.
Numbers. 25 versus AC. The rolls continue.
Nope.
That's pretty bad, yeah. What is your modifier, like 17?
20.
Holy
Yeah.
wow.
And my boots let me shift one after a charge.
Okay.
That's all I got. I'm a one-trick pony.
Yeah, man. That's rough.
We'll go to Arlie.
Yay. That's exciting.
You get
Alright.
one round to do something, then we all die.
Pretty much. This is fun and exciting. That's Hold on, let me double check something. Alright. Yay.
I'm gonna move some stuff around on the map. What I'm moving is not gonna happen until after Arlie's turn, but I'm moving it
Okay.
now because it's a lot of stuff I need to move.
Well, also to save time and yeah.
Precisely.
Okay. So I'm gonna minor action a burst out golden shield. It's Wrath of Gods, and basically all of you guys, if you deal damage to the end of the counter, you can add +5 to your damage that you deal.
Any type of damage? Is it radiant or just add 5 damage?
Just add 5 damage.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Holy shit, that's awesome.
For
Yes,
the
it is.
whole encounter. So
So good. Oh my god.
there you go. That was my minor action.
Oh, you're
Is that red number 3 adjacent to me?
Not yet, but he will be.
Because he's kind of half in and half out of that square.
Yeah, sorry. I'm rapidly placing.
That's fine. I was just wondering where he was going to be.
Wait, is red charging at us?
No. This is not happening yet. I'll explain
Okay.
when the turn
When it
comes.
happens.
Yes.
Alright. Why am I blinking? Oh, yeah.
So fast.
Yeah, someone got caught and they got melted.
Ow.
Melted?
Basically, someone got caught out and it was 1v5 and they just got removed from the board real fast.
Okay, I'm not sure what exactly you're talking about, but okay.
He's watching a League of Legends tournament.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Which
okay.
is essentially...
Go to, Heroes in the Storm, yeah.
No, yeah, that's
So
cool.
imagine 5 Novas catching out, a Janna.
Wow.
It was immediate, removed. Also, that would be at level, this is at level 20, so.
Alright. 20.
Yeah, that works.
34? Versus will for him.
No.
No? Poop.
Radix, I love your reactions.
I did spout a name and nobody asked
What did you
anything
roll again?
about it. Huh?
34?
I figured you're just babbling incoherently.
34 versus Will, and it doesn't hit.
What? Against Will? I
Mhm.
thought it was AC. Holy crap.
No, that was versus will. Sorry, I just pulled a muscle in my
TPK.
foot.
I said it was Evok.
I don't know what an
roll 20s.
Evok is.
Nobody asked me either.
Hey, for the record, just so you can know, Evok is on the wiki.
Yeah.
Alright. Ouch. That was exciting. I'm a little concerned now.
What was it, 4 golderglore.com?
Correct.
Alright, well then, yep.
No, it's not.
For gloryOrGold.com.
Oh yeah, sorry, it was backwards.
Um,
Glory should always be worth more than gold. That's why it's that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a covered pretzel.
I'm busy.
I can use an action point to get another standard, right? That's how that works. I always forget.
Well, an action point, you can do that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Well, I want to use an action point to get a minor, another minor. Because I used a minor and I moved to standard.
Wow, yeah, you can do that. Okay.
Okay. Then yeah.
Yeah.
Use a action point and mark him.
Okay.
Where is this?
And that's about it for me.
If a 34 to will didn't hit him, I'm really scared about my chances to hit his AC.
Yeah.
Really scared.
Oh God.
I figure regardless, we've got a 5% chance to hit him.
Yeah,
That's not high.
that's effectively it for Will, at least. I mean,
All right. Endis.
holy shit.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I forgot. After Arlie's turn, all these dots moved. The dots are actually different races and different people. The blue group was Clash Tard, a couple other races. The red and purple are several other races. And they are actually yelling to you. Because as they're watching you attack, they yell to you, attack the growth, and you see arrows and ranged attacks and everything go towards the base neck of the treant. And we go to Endis.
Okay, how high up is that growth?
Very high.
So, not within
Right.
melee range is what I'm getting
No.
at.
Yeah, no, you're like, how tall? 6,
6
7?
foot something.
Yeah, no. Yeah, 'cause you're-
6.
I'm 7 foot. I got a whole extra foot.
As a no action or a free action, whatever, I will say it's. How do I want to say it? It's those fucking mind flayers. My character is not holding back from this, and unfortunately, I can't within the action say why, but yeah,
You
no
would sense
hold.
sincere aggravation and anger towards this.
There is no hold barred of the atypical reserve invoker. It's full on those fucking mind flayers.
If you can get to 20
Okay.
feet high, it doesn't matter what square around it.
No, but the blob is roughly 20 feet.
I know. I'm saying if you get to 20 feet, does it matter what square around it you are? Or can you hit it from anywhere as long as you're adjacent?
No, you would have to be. He's alright. Still asked a specific question, and I should make sure my mic's on. Okay.
It is.
Okay, good. There is a certain area you do need to hit to ensure that you are hitting said blob. And there's the blob.
Oh, that's the only place for
That's
it.
convenient.
That is very.
It's on the
convenient.
back of its neck.
See, I'm nice.
Okay.
Yeah, that is where the blob is. The blob itself is roughly 20 feet up. I guess I also didn't phrase that or phrase that well. The treant itself is even taller yet.
And well, no, I'm not going to ask that. It's a reasonable assumption, but yeah, I'm not going to
Okay.
ask.
Okay.
Okay, well, Odom sort of standing there with his axe, ready to charge in, but when he hears everybody shouting, the growth, he looks up and just hauls his hand back and whips his axe. Overhand at him.
Please tell me you just twirl around a couple times. And...
No, he just hauls back and whoosh, and it doesn't look like it should work. This axe is 4 feet long.
I
Yeah.
just follows him. Yeah, it's just...
But it's 24 to AC on that thing. Nope.
the growth, on the growth.
Okay,
Nope.
well, it's going to hit the growth and sort of bounce off and then come flying back, and it's just. And then I'm going to move in next to it and mark the. I'm assuming the growth counts as part of the trend.
Yes, it's all one thing.
Then I'm marking it.
Okay.
And I'm moving into that corner right there.
Okay.
At least I got to use those damn things once.
Yeah.
Especially because I just rolled a nat 20.
Oh joy.
For what?
For it to kill our faces.
Yeah.
Ah.
You see a branch from the tree. It grows straight out and whip through. You see it hit. I'm just gonna change their colors. It's almost black. You see it hit the 2 and 3, and they fall straight down. And you see it come around and continue to grow as it comes towards you.
That's
And,
whopping
Sweet.
Willow.
It's attacking you with a 38 to AC.
What?
Yeah.
Against who?
All of
us.
you.
I think it's slamming down and sweeping.
Yes. And imagine it like very vine-like it's growing longer as it's going out.
How high off the ground is it?
Well, it's roughly 8 feet in. Is it diameter that's
Yeah.
one into the next?
Yeah.
Roughly 8 feet in diameter.
Never mind.
So I don't know that necessarily matters.
38 versus AC?
Yes.
I think we can safely say that hits us all.
Yeah, that really fucking hits.
I need a calculator. I was not
We're just
not
rolling.
expecting it to hit this well immediately. I'm sorry.
Speeds up the TPK.
Yeah, pretty much,
Did you
man.
say you rolled a 20?
Yeah, it's max
That's a
damage.
crit.
It's
Yeah.
max damage, and if it's max damage.
Uh-huh. So you all
Holy
take 108 damage.
I'm dead.
That's literally my health plus my bloodied, so I'm flat dead.
I'm dead.
Like,
I might
I
be.
am not
Hold on.
dead, but I am definitely unconscious.
And it-
108.
108. 108.
Okay, I'm not dead, but I'm unconscious.
And it whips through. Sorry.
holy
Hey!
fuck.
And it
that's-
hits all of you. And those of you who
That was anticlimactic.
why?
No! Wham! Poof! Dead.
Those of you
Yeah, Syl, you're not full dead.
Yeah, I am.
What? 108? No, you're not.
93 damage.
You only go to
He's
negative
62 hit
bloodied
points,
to
so
die,
bloodied is
right?
31, so 93 would be his threshold for dying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
you're
62
right.
would put me at 0, and then...
No, you're right,
negative
you're right.
bloodied.
You're right, sorry.
It would, unfortunately, for those of you who are, well, I guess if you're unconscious, you can roll to stop the bleeding, I suppose.
That's at the end of their turn to make a death saving throw.
Okay. Just want to make sure I'm on target here.
No, at
Um,
their turn, they have to make a death saving throw to see if they even stabilize to 1 health.
Okay.
So
So
I'm
the
gonna
sweeping
remove
goes
my
through.
team. I'm gonna remove-
Your angel has disappeared now.
Well, I mean, it doesn't revive like I would, but that is
Right.
not a thing. I can't do that.
So it does the sweeping move and comes through. It also hits the 1 and the 3 on this side.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
So we get for taking on the one of 6 creators of the world.
and the
At level 10.
the vine comes
Maybe at epic
whirling
levels.
back in, and you see several of the. Well, if you were conscious, you would see several of the Kalashtar move and adjust so that they can attack the growth on the back. At this point, if you are unconscious, go ahead and take your turn, starting, I guess, with Arlie.
So I have to make a saving throw to not die.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it.
What is it? Just
It's roll a d20, and if you get a 10
10 or
through
better.
20, you
11
Have
through
one
20.
hit point.
save. No,
I
it's
got
10
19.
Is
or
it 10
20.
through 20? Okay.
And if you get a 20, or rather, if you get a 20, or if you have a modified critical hit, if you get a quote-unquote critical hit, you can spend a healing surge.
Well, I got a 19. I don't think I have a modified critical.
No,
hit,
that's usually an epic
It's
tier
really
thing.
odd that you
Yeah.
have that.
And you're alive, laying on the ground with 1 hit
though.
point.
Hey!
Yeah,
I'm
she's
not
at-
dead yet.
You're at 1 hit point, and you're lying on the ground, and that is the last thing you can do because you already spent an action point.
Okay.
Endus.
Yep, I'm dying.
Um,
One of the plates sort of pops off and steam escapes out of it.
Arlie, you would hear them running all around you, scrambling. You would hear a blood-curdling scream, and as its last attempt, this vine comes back out one more time, trying to hit those that are attacking it. I guess, yeah, you'd still be... Odin, it wouldn't be coming towards you, but Arlie, it'd be coming your way.
Oh,
Uh,
no coup de grace?
30 versus AC.
Wait, how? Say that again. How is that hitting her?
Yeah.
It's coming out. Hold on, let me draw a
It
line.
looks like it's basically a 25% arc, like a 90-degree angle.
It's coming out like that way and then spinning downward. So it's going to come out. It's aiming for the 1 and the 3 that are out, the blue 1 and 3.
Yeah.
But in effect, it's still coming across.
Wait, how did that?
That's not there anymore.
That's what I'm curious about, was how it was able to do that, unless it was like a free action or something between someone's turn.
Well, technically, I'm kind of merging the turn of all the NPCs.
Okay, that's fair.
That just makes it easier because they
Yeah,
technically
that's-
go between Arlie and Endus, and then just because I love you guys, I made the Treant go last.
Yeah,
And it's easier to
that's-
smudge them now.
I'm just making
Apparently,
sure that
as Warforged, I can either take the lowest of my death saving throw, either the roll of my death saving throw, or 10.
Yeah, Warforged are crazy for death saving throws. Not only that, but they don't die from 3. Like, they have an infinite amount of death saving throws. They can't die until they hit
Yeah.
negative blood age.
The lowest I can get basically is 10, so I don't
Yeah.
get worse.
All right, so you're still alive, laying there on the floor, but you can
Yeah, I'm
barely
still
move. You can't
unconscious,
move.
but I won't ever get worse.
No,
Okay.
you get.
But
you're
until I
at
roll,
1 HP now.
basically until I roll a 20 or I take more damage.
So you're at 1 HP. I mean,
Yeah, a 10
So
brings you back.
so
Okay.
you can stay there, or you can, like, do more.
Well, this
I don't think
vine is
it's that
still.
10 to 19 means you get up to 1 hit point. It says here that 10 to 19 means you may get no change.
Technically, no change means you stabilize, and stabilize means you're at 1 HP.
Yes,
See-
I had said that. Sorry.
Okay.
20 means you can spend a healing surge.
Yeah,
means
the 20 says that then you are considered to have 0 hit points, and then you can use the healing surge.
stabilize. Well,
Holy shit!
if you succeed on a death saving throw, you stabilize, meaning you're at 1 HP.
Yeah, I don't see that anywhere though.
Really?
I mean, under heal you can stabilize somebody, and that does it.
That's I
Harley,
thought
what's
what
your
death saving
bloodied
throw.
value?
40.
Alright, I think we can just mark you
Yeah,
as
it's
dead
that's
right now.
stabilized.
I was gonna
to
say, I'm
mine.
probably
It
just
does
gonna
not
be
make
dead,
saving
but-
until it takes damage.
You've got 1 hit point.
But even
but
that
you
doesn't
just
bring it up.
rolled,
Being
like,
stabilized does not change the
15
the
D6s.
subject's current hit point.
Oh god, it is 15.
Most people have died.
Hold on, I gotta get there.
Also,
Gonna get a calculator for D6s? Come on.
$53.
Okay.
Here now.
I'm dead.
Alright.
Okay, so his attack hits crazy high numbers and does 15 D6 damage.
Okay, I'll look this up when I'm back. I'm bio and stuff that I was gonna do like 10 minutes ago.
Alright. And as you would hear the crackling of the vine, possibly Arlie screaming, you would hear, you would hear shuffling and screaming as the Kalashtar dived out of the way of this vine. And you hear a two-part like scream, almost like a roar. You hear like an agonizing roar come from the treant, but then you hear like an aggravated, high-pitched, like I want to call it like a squelch, coming from what would appear to be the what they were calling the lump on the base of the neck. As you hear magic crackling in the air going towards it, and in a futile attempt, you see if your eyes were open, you would see it almost like try to dig itself back into the treant as it started to become loose, and the vine come out and come sweeping again one more time, just in like a frantic back and forth motion, trying to get everything off of it. And you would see a vine. If you were on the other side, you would see another vine doing the same thing. What's harsh?
The fact that the only way to stabilize yourself is with a natural 20.
And 28 versus AC, Endis.
28 versus AC?
Yes, sir?
Yeah, that hits.
And 15 D6. Why don't you just roll it with the bot?
Alright,
Yeah.
fine.
It would be easier.
Did I do it wrong?
No, that looks right.
Did I break the bot?
There it went.
It just had to compute.
Yeah, that kills me to super dead.
For those of you who got tells, I would recommend now pulling the sheets for your alternate characters. And we will take a 30-second pull that sheet up moment.
I need some intermission music.
No,
No, not Jeopardy. That's copyrighted. Stop! Seriously, it's copyrighted. I don't know whether making this sound with your mouth counts or not, but I really don't want more copyright.
Yeah, you
claims.
really never know with YouTube, honestly. So messed up.
I don't know if my bird likes that, though.
No.
You can have like intermission music if you like find some sort of service that helps you with that, and that sucks.
I want the intermission music from Monty Python.
Good luck with
I
that.
think they used intermission music in the Holy Grail.
They
I'm
did.
sure that's not
Yep.
copyrighted at all.
They may not care. Alright.
Well, no, hold on. I need to stop for a second. Just because, like, the 10 to, like, 19 saying you don't get any worse, does that mean, like, you're literally not taking any more death saving throws?
No, you
Like-
still make the death saving throws. It's just there's no change in your situation. So the next round you would make another death saving throw because you're still in
Well,
the
You
same
don't, you
situation.
don't get better, but you don't get a mark against
No,
you
that
towards
that
death.
doesn't make sense then, because you are literally forever just making death saving throws.
That you would need a party member to do a heal check on you to stabilize.
You're not taking ongoing damage, so you've just gotten enough to knock you out. So you're lying there, and so somebody could walk over and kill you, which is what would normally happen if the fight was over. But you're not bleeding out necessarily. I mean, if you were bleeding out, you'd have ongoing bleeding damage or something.
Okay. 295. I want to look this up.
Apple, nom. Wipe my beak off. I mean, like I put in chat there, we could do a happy medium where we house rule it 16 to 19, the 1 hit point thing, and 20 as written.
On.
Ow, my foot. Ow.
Because you're going to make a death saving throw every round until somebody stabilizes you, or you roll 3 negatives, or you roll a 20.
Nah.
Is how it's supposed to be.
That just seems a bit harsh to me.
Well, I mean,
Although I guess, like, in
In
combat, any...
3.x, if like they had the rule was basically you go to minus 10 hit points, and
Yeah.
like the only rule was to stop bleeding out, where you were taking constant damage once you hit negative numbers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. If you receive a healing surge during that time, you go to 1 hit point. That. Okay. What's up?
That kind of sucks, because then if you're dead, or if you're dying, you can't take any actions, therefore you couldn't even second wind yourself.
Yeah.
You're supposed to second wind before you get down to that
Well,
point, but
not when you take 108 damage.
well, you're
all
not
in
supposed to be
one
fighting a
shot.
god at level 10.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I blame our DM.
Okay, so all
It's a
healing
set piece. We're not
surges,
supposed to win.
all healing surges, and are really fucking cat. All healing surges and stabilization will be healed, put to 1 hit point.
Hmm.
Anything else, you're just unconscious. Okay, that's completely different from what I've had, like, known and understood via, like, critical hit. They've not done that.
Yeah, any
think
healing
they had
restores to the
house
1 hit
rule.
point, and then you get.
They
the
must
healing.
have, yeah.
Hmm. We can figure that out later.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll just keep going. That's not like breaking the
It
game.
didn't make a difference anyway because we all just got killed.
Yeah.
Like it wouldn't save us.
Oh, there was no getting out of this for us.
Oh, are you kidding me?
I think we were destined to splat.
You were supposed to live a little bit longer. Yeah, I was not expecting to crit the first hit.
That's where you fudge the DM roll.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh well.
Well, now everybody has their new character front and center.
Yeah.
Everybody got remembers their memo that I sent them earlier.
Wait, so what? I got no memo.
Just
Wait,
as to
Y'all got memos.
just as to where
No.
we were, right? If was that all
Yeah.
the memo was?
Radix got nothing.
Where and which
no.
one?
No, you did. You did. Here,
No.
I'll
Radix
repaste
got
it.
nothing. Radix got nothing for the last 34 minutes.
It
Oh,
was
no, it was a
before
while
we
ago.
started this whole part.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
pre-combat.
that.
Okay, that thing. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm in with that too.
Okay. All right. Good. 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 Good.
Good, good, good.
Good. Good. Good. Good. Good. All right. So, as these characters, you would see a member from the Sayadin crew reeling back one more time, and with the prince from Sayadin next to him, reel back and force a ton of energy forward, and see it hit the flare at the base of the treant's neck, and you would hear a blood-curdling, high-pitched scream that comes from that, and you would see a mouth form at the side of it as it just recoils back from the treant, and you hear the treant scream in pain as the flare releases itself. And you would need to roll me in athletics to see if you remain standing.
Okay.
Athletics or acrobatics, both are acceptable.
Oh, good. Acrobatics is higher.
22 for me.
Okay.
11.
$11.
11, 11, 9.
Alright, so Arlie, you're the only one that remains standing. The treant falls essentially to what would be its knees, and you feel the ground shake and just almost like a mini earthquake as he falls. And you see members around you stumble, and others being able to catch their balance.
Wait, that's not right.
No, they hit it multiple times.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't roll. Do you really want to know how much damage
no,
it was
no,
going to
no,
take?
I don't care.
Okay, good. And then when you regain your footing and everything, you would glance over and see the flare turning dark and black and starting to ooze as it is rapidly decaying from the attacks that it's placed. No stop, no?
Can I stab it on the ground?
Ball.
for good
Power
measure?
level is over 9,000.
No. No. No.
It's the
And-
power level over 9,000. It's a Vegeta, Dragon Ball Z.
No.
Anyway,
That's why I said no, stop, no.
you need to start ignoring chat like you said you were going to.
I know. I need to, and I keep failing that check. And
If we actually need to stop something, I will actually say it in this, not in chat.
good. Good. And you hear multiple around you running over and ensuring that the flare is dead. You hear multiples running to the corpses of those that have fallen and checking on them. And you see them just running all over the place in multiple different directions. We'll keep the same initiatives we were at before. Radix, describe what your character is doing.
Caught me eating a chip.
Do you want to go next? We can delay.
Yes,
You'd
yes,
like-
please.
Okay. We go to Silraz. We're describing what your character's doing.
So, we've gotten rid of the flare. We're
Yes.
sure the flare's dead.
Yep. Flares are gone. Flare is no more.
And Evok is now just a treant on his knees.
Yes.
Is
We can-
okay, so he's, alive.
He is alive, and you would know, just because you are members of Trezidon and the community, you would know that Evok is inherently nice. He is not evil in any way, shape, or form.
Going to do this actually through IRC tells.
Okay.
Outwardly, people just see a Kalashtar close their eyes.
I don't remember what a clash tar is. What is a clash
They're
tar?
basically kind of a humanoid.
They're basically a human that had a portion of a soul of another kind of alien race
Yeah.
shoved into it.
Oh,
Kind of
interesting.
almost the story of WoW Death Knights, but not really.
Okay.
So everybody else just sees his eyes close. And that is all I do.
Okay.
I open my eyes again. Okay.
So what are we waiting on?
Your mic is off.
I fail. That's what it is. I fail. It is Radix's turn because he delayed a turn.
Yes. Okay. So, is the mind flare still on the? Is it attached? Is it like? Okay.
It's on the ground, disintegrating.
Are we going by standard move actions and all that jazz?
Right now, I'm going to say no. You guys are free to roam.
Move about.
Yeah. Move about.
Free to
Okay.
roam about the cabin.
Yes.
So I'm going
Keep
to
our arms and legs inside the carpet at all times.
very awkwardly. Well, hold on 1 second.
Holding. Ding ding.
Bing.
Bing, 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 ding, 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 ding. Okay.
You can be as vague or as specific as you want to be.
Okay. Unfortunately, since I don't know who's around and doing whatever, I'm gonna be pretty vague. Some people might see this guy in kind of a gray cloak lean over towards the mind flayer and grab kind of like a syringe from his, like pocket somewhere, and like gather some fluid, and then like use a knife and gather some other stuff from like some skin. And do you want me to like look over the body, like use a perception check for if there's anything there, like?
If you're looking for something specific, just let me know to tell if you're able to find it. If you're looking for general stuff, then
General
go for
stuff,
it.
yes. That's just general.
Yeah.
What is that damn? That's a lot better than I thought. Alright, I'll take that. That's a shitty roll, though.
That's okay. Because he's already dead, you could have rolled a 2. It wouldn't have mattered. He can't fight you.
Arlie, I was just saying that, like, you see this kind of lanky guy walk over to the mind flayer, and he pulls something from his belt, and he like pulls a little fluid from the mind flayer, and he puts it back in his cloak. Then he takes kind of like a knife-looking thing. He starts to scrape a little stuff, wraps it in a cloth, and then I'm at the point of looking for anything, like just seeing what he has on him.
Okay.
You wouldn't find anything out of the ordinary on him.
Yeah.
You would find your just your standard stuff that you would find on a mind flayer. He doesn't have any gold. He doesn't have any items. He's naked, as all mind flayers usually are. You would find that the fluid you retracted from him shows signs that he is decaying rapidly. And that's about it.
Okay. I mean, how much of my turn am I allowed to take? Like,
Well, what else do you want to do?
I want to investigate the World Maker.
Well, she's trying to correct you, in case you couldn't tell.
All right,
Enoch is
Emery.
actually a demigod.
Emerus, I want to check out the demigod.
That's Alysra. That's not Emerus. That's our little parakeet.
Yeah, the conure is actually being quiet.
I'm gonna go cover her. Hold on.
And now she stops. Oh dear God, don't cover me.
All right. Yeah. Evok is a demigod.
Yes, I want to check out the tree.
Okay, go for it.
Alright, so let me move. Well, there's only a tiny bit of space, so how about over here? And basically, I just want to take my. I'll put down my like sack that I'm carrying around, like dig into the side pocket, pull out looks like a kind of a spike.
Okay. You know the tree is alive, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You've been warned.
It looks kind of like a railroad spike, for all intents and purposes. Wait. No, I don't. I pull out a dagger. Because, you know, if you don't have it, whatever. Oh, I'm being fair to the campaign.
I gave you free reign.
I know, but this was something that I obviously just forgot, and that was my fault.
It's all good.
And I come up to like the bark a little bit with a little hammer that I pull out. Because I have one of those. And I try it, and I chip off a tiny piece of bark. I mean, not enough to even like get to the core of the tree, just like a shaving of the bark.
You're very lucky he didn't feel it.
Okay. And then I put that in just like a glass casing, and then I like pull out a magnifying glass, and I just start to investigate the stuff that I've pulled out.
Okay. That's your turn? We go to Arlie.
Yay. Alright. Well, I'm assuming the group of people were people that I knew in some way. The one group that I was with.
The group that you're with, yes.
Okay. And Radix just came over and like took pieces of the mind flayer and stuff and
Mm-hmm.
okay. Because originally I was going to go up and stab it for good measure, but if he's been cutting pieces off of it and stuff, then
Yeah,
that
it's- and
seems
you
redundant.
notice- yeah, it's not flinching. It didn't move at all.
Um,
You and Endis both would know that the party that you're with is like a part of a treaty with your what would be considered your family, essentially, or the town that you were in. There was like a group that had come through and gathered up people to come and take this on, and you agreed to go with.
okay. Cool. So I don't remember, is the treant still in the middle just hanging out there, or
He's on his knees,
okay.
but yes.
Okay. Cool. Oh right. I was gonna try and like give him a little healing thing, and then I remembered I'm not on my paladin. My paladin's dead. That won't work so well.
I have to ask really quick. Is my munching like coming through in my voice
I'm not
at all?
hearing it.
A little bit.
Not really.
I'm
Make
hearing
sure.
it, but it's
I'm not
bad.
hearing it, but
Okay, just making sure.
Honestly, I hear what you're listening to, your game, much more than you're chewing, which is weird.
I'm gonna turn it down then.
Oh, I know what I'll do. I'm gonna go over and check 3 and 2. I know they're probably pretty obviously dead, but I'm gonna just check to make sure, like, to see what, if they are beyond repair or anything.
okay.
And basically you guys would see this almost white looking, humanoid person thing with, jet black hair that almost resembles fur and pointy ears. Go over and check some of the dead bodies.
Be sure to move your dot.
All right. Work. All right. Ah. Not used to such a tiny dot.
And we go to Endis.
Okay, I'm gonna walk over to where the dead are laying. I'm just gonna sort of. I'll just describe myself first. I'm a about 6 foot tall hobgoblin, relatively pale skin, dark coal black hair, pointy ears, relatively well groomed for a hobgoblin. Wearing full plate armor with a big shield on. I've got my sword sheathed on my back right now, though. When I get around there, I'm just going to kneel down and just start muttering under my breath and gesturing over the bodies as I go.
Wait, have you moved yourself or?
Yeah, I'm the number 5 in the purple.
Okay.
And once I finish up with one, I'll move on to the next and keep going.
Okay. We're gonna go back to Mr. Soras.
I never did describe myself. I'm 6'1", about 190 pounds. For all intents, appear to be human. Except you would notice that instead of normal colored eyes, he has more like glowing white orbs for eyes. He's wearing what? What did I miss?
Don't read IRC.
Oh. Well, human can be a bad word.
I caught some grief over some of the use that I had in my original background.
Well, I said I appear human.
It was very related to that.
Yeah.
I'm not going into detail, but
People of, since we're all people of this world, you would recognize me as Kalashtar.
And you would know, just because you are from this world, you would know that Kalashtar are recognized more for their, is it Karai?
Quarry?
Quarry? Background.
Quri.
So, like, instead of, you wouldn't call a half elf, half human, because half human would consider them inferior. So in the same aspect, that's how how Kalashtar are viewed. Like, they're half human, half something else.
Technically no such thing as human in this world, though.
Right, no, I'm saying, like, in any other game, you wouldn't say half elf, you would say half elf, you wouldn't call them half human.
Yeah.
Right, and that's how Kalashtar are viewed. They're viewed for their Korai or whatever side, not their human side. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay.
So
You had to explain
so,
this.
so you'd recognize him as a Kalashtar. He is very well dressed, wearing purple silk, a deep purple silk, black pants, black boots with gold buckles. He's got a deep purple cloak on, with a clasp of silver. The belt tie for the cloak is also a golden weave. And he pretty much always stands at attention. He's like captain posture. Blonde hair, a little lower than shoulder length. Bangs come down to just about eye level, kind of split in the middle. But don't cover his eyes.
I've just now imagined you as Finn from Adventure Time for some reason.
I have not watched Adventure Time.
Aw.
Thank you. Everyone else was like, "Oh my god, you haven't watched Adventure Time?" I'm like, no, I
Aw.
have not.
It's so good.
Why did I change colors? Oh, denote me as a
A real boy. Yeah.
real boy. Okay, so my turn. I will kind of do what everybody else is doing and make my way over to the corpses
Okay.
and just kind of investigate, see what's going on, see who they were, if we knew who they were, and make sure everything's good with them.
You would recognize them.
I would recognize them.
You would recognize them.
Did I know who they were? Like, did I know that they were who they were before they died?
Yes.
Oh, good. So I got to watch people I knew die. Awesome.
Woo!
Visiting Sayada.
Would everybody else know that I knew them? Okay.
Only those who traveled from Sidon with you.
Okay, cool.
So that would be me. Because I think we're in the same group.
Mm-mm.
No, me and
No?
Radix are in the same group.
Oh, you're the
Yep.
A, aren't you?
Yep.
Never mind.
Anybody looking at him would notice, one, he maintains perfect posture, and does not show any typical grieving mourning signs. He just kind of acknowledges that they're dead, and kind of moves on between each of them. He stops, and nobody's really sure what he's doing, but at each one he stops, closes his eyes for 30 seconds each, and then moves on to the next corpse until he makes it through all, 8 of them.
Yeah. The numbers you wouldn't know, but the letters you knew.
The numbers I wouldn't know?
We have 2 number 5s. I'm just going to put my letter in there.
Yeah.
As I can.
Changing mine to a letter also.
Go for it.
Yeah, I should change mine.
Alright, is Arlie gonna be an L?
No.
We could have had JKLM in the group.
I'm at
Sure.
A again.
Big shock. Early's an A.
Yeah.
I actually, that's part of why I changed my name. I got annoyed with not having an A. I was like, I can't handle this. But I did make her a different character too, but, you know, different backstory and all that.
Like, it was one of those things. It was like, no, I can't be yet another like R or O. Like that was been the thing for the last like 4 campaigns or something.
Well, I kept getting confused when I wasn't the A when we were doing the other ones, so I was like, I can't.
Yeah, that was exactly. It was like I remember at one point like we were playing one campaign and I wasn't like your campaign.
Yes.
And I was moving Endis's character around. I was like, he's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm moving my shit." And he was like, "No, you're not."
Yeah, I had that problem a lot.
All right. Who's doing what? Who just said what?
I'm gonna
I
keep
just
doing
went.
final rites until I've done it for everybody on the board,
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it was me,
including the Mind Flayer.
Okay.
Including the Mind Flare?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was it me or was it someone else right now?
Right now, I have highlighted a circle on the board.
Number 1?
Oh, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Barely tell that
Blue
that's
number 1.
highlighted.
Oh, here, hold on. Let me make it more obvious.
Mm-hmm.
That is highlighted.
Hey.
And that number 1 actually happens. You would all recognize to know him to be the Prince of Sidon of the Kalashtar, and you see him kind of go into what seems to be almost a trance, and you hear very distinctly from him, "Friends, we cannot mourn the dead. We must bury them promptly and return things back to the way that they should be." And you would see many of the Kalashtar gather together. You would feel an urge to join them.
During that whole thing, you'll hear this one particular person say, "I have a shovel."
That's awesome.
Okay, I was wrong earlier when I said we had Dick Tracy. We have a retarded Dick Tracy.
Are you joining them? Good choice.
Mm-hmm.
Or they, yeah, I should. I'm also kind of going over there.
You're inspecting further? Why is that 2 so big?
Because your face.
Whoa!
That was the Mind Flay.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, he can see it like that. That's fine. He can see it like whatever he was. He's dead. It doesn't matter. Okay. You see the Prince of the Kalashtar glance towards you briefly, Radix, and then, without even an emotional or a flinch in his face, turn to the others and just nod. You would hear him say, "We have to call the creators." And he would kind of go into a trance, and you would all just see them going into this trance. I'm assuming your character's going to follow suit.
Mm-hmm.
And you just see like a glow starting to come from them. Radix, you would feel warmth coming off of them.
As this is happening, like I pull out like a notepad and I start like with a quill or a pen or something. I start just like looking around. I start jotting notes.
And you would hear almost like a hum from like a tuning fork start to
There's, like,
resonate.
And I look around questioningly, like,
and you would hear the rubble that has been blown all over the place from all the explosions start to shift and fall from its resting places. And you would hear Evok start to shift as he forced himself into a standing position. And
There's a gigantic smile on my face as I, again, scribble even faster as to what's going on in front of me.
Does this ritual thing take 100% of our concentration?
95%.
Radix's character would also hear, but not extremely sure where it's coming from. He would hear, "You're the one with the shovel. Start on the holes."
As that's happening, the writing stops, and then I don't know how much concentration again. It's like you'll see a person look around in a 360 degree, and continue to look around, and kind of fall, and then start writing again.
You would now feel a very unique and reverent presence arriving into the vicinity. You would see a glowing light coming from the front of Evok as it's aimed towards the Clash Tower, but also towards Evok, the W1 and W2 that arrived on the scene. And you would hear the resonating sound, you would think to be almost a tuning fork, slowly subside, and the rubble that was shifting slowly cease and completely silent in the area. And you would see the prince turn towards those that had just arrived and nod so gracefully and give a very deep and profound bow to them. You would see those that are around him follow in suit and bow towards them as well.
Myself included.
From myself, from a sitting position, you see the most gigantic, just
Wow.
Arlie, what are you doing?
If everybody's doing a bowing thing, I would not do it.
You and Endis are currently on the other side of Evok.
Oh, okay.
From what is transpiring.
I missed that.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, okay. So it's over down here on this side?
Yeah.
On the left side? Okay. Those are still dead bodies around, right?
There are dead bodies in the northeast, and this is taking place in the southwest.
Yeah. Well, I'm still taking care of the dead bodies and whatever needs to happen with them.
Trying to bury them, or
Yeah. Getting them
Yes.
ready to be buried or whatever.
So you may want to see the man with the shovel.
Yes. Where is...
He's down in the southeast corner or southwest corner.
I'm still doing last rites. It doesn't
Oh.
take me very long. Only about 10 or 15 seconds per person, but I'm still taking my time and
Okay.
going around.
I say this would have taken place, the ritual that took place and everything, and the arrival of these two beings would have transpired in roughly 15-20 minutes.
Oh, okay, then I'd be done
Oh.
by now.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's your choice if you wanted to linger with where you're at or come and join the group that is starting to gather around them.
Once I've finished the last rites for each of them, I'd pretty much just get up, dust myself off, put away my paraphernalia, and then I'd be wandering it back around totally fine. I'm smiling and nodding to people.
Okay. And Arlie?
Yeah. I'll wander to the other side and inquire to people who has the shovel. Bury things.
Okay. Make sure you move your dot.
During that time, you see this.
I
You
can't
see
move
this.
my dot.
Not resize your dot.
This kind of pale-looking small guy. I mean, relatively small, kind of like a teenager size for what you would consider human or elf or whatever's appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
With really jet black hair. I mean, super black, but it's short and it's just it is super up. I mean, we're just a few inches, whatever. It's just
Like mad scientist everywhere.
It's super up, and as if like they got hit by lightning.
Okay.
And they're in this just giant, super tatter. I mean, they're burn holes, they're tear holes, they're just like bleachy kind of stains here and there. Then underneath that, you see kind of this like dark red tunic, and like you see the small, sort of torn badge on one side, and buttons up to this super leathery thing with a belt over, and then your typical like black tattered pants and steel-toed boots type thing. That's kind of what you see in someone with their black gloves pulling through this. It doesn't look like a backpack, but it looks sort of it is a backpack, but it looks sort of just like kind of like a messenger bag. And there's like tearing through it, and there's like pulling stuff out. It's like, and there's like you see this vial pull out, and just there's this minor explosion off to a few squares over, and finally you pull. It's like, I got it, and then there's a shovel. And then you see him just kind of hand it off to like the next guy, like Clashtar.
Yeah, and you would notice the Clashtar's completely ignoring you.
Which one are you, Radix?
The letter M.
The letter M.
Maury.
Oh.
As in the letter Maury. So I'll like hand it off to letter 2. He's ignoring me. I shove it at letter 4, or like the number 4.
Alright, I tried to move myself, but didn't move. I was gonna move over to where Radix is, but there you go. I walk up to you and it's like, you have the shovel. Come with me.
And I'll kind of glance at this super hairy kind of lady. I mean, I don't.
Did he lose you
I'm
again on
not
this?
super hairy. Like, I've just got like really long hair that looks almost like fur.
Yeah, we did.
That's about it. And pointy ears and sharp pointy teeth and wolf eyes.
Hey, I mean, yeah, I see this kind of like extra hairy lady, and I was like,
Come on. I'm like smiling at you. I'm like, come on, let's go.
are you going
Seems
to
to be
dig?
figured out, maybe.
Are you going to dig?
Can you not dig a hole?
Do I look like I can dig a hole?
Digging holes isn't hard.
As she can hopefully perceive, I'm again like teenager size,
Yeah.
relatively small for like an adult, and very thin, like very pasty, very frail. And I kind of shove the shovel forward.
Alright, well, I'll dig the hole. You help me put the body in. Come on.
I'm just leaning up against the brick that I'm next to there and watching what's going on.
Endus, are you the K by chance?
Yes, the K.
Okay.
I'm just sort of leaning there with my arms folded, leaning against the rock.
Come on, let's go.
Michael.
Where are we going?
To bury the bodies. With your shovel. And you're gonna help me put the bodies in the hole.
I already touched the bodies.
You won't die if you touch them again.
You don't know what's going on in dead bodies. I do.
Cease is raising her hand.
I'm just
What
waiting,
seems-
you know, because y'all are
What?
y'all.
Sorry, I didn't have my Skype open to see the hand.
It's all good. I'm patient.
I have little circles for both Cease and Arlie. Oh, then, as I said that, I pop up.
You hear a very angelic voice suddenly fill the surrounding area. What? Why have you summoned us here? And you hear the prince speak forward. The world is back under attack. The foreseen destruction has begun. It has already begun. We need your return. And the one marked. What are you giggling about?
As this is happening,
Oh dear.
the letter M, we'll just call that, is pointing his fingers towards the sky, like he's, pointing a gun. Just
I'm not very
and
confused.
that's what's happening as that's going on.
Are you
Sorry.
still holding the shovel?
No,
You're like,
I handed it to you. Remember?
oh, okay.
No, so you're trying to drag him off, and now he's pointing at the sky.
Yeah. He is quite clearly insane.
The purple circle goes towards Evok, and you recognize them to be almost human, but not. And they come over to the tree and watch it, Endus. and he goes over to the tree and he places both hands very gently upon the treant, and you see the wounds that were inflicted upon him are gone. His strength is restored. His resilience is restored. And let me move him closer. You would recognize that the purple one matches the description of Thera, the father to Evok and one of the creators. The blue, you would recognize, matches this description of Kalari, but also kind of maybe Qatar? You're not really sure?
Freaking twin gods.
Well, no, it's probably like the original maker of Human or Kalashtar or whatever. That's not me.
No, you would know Kalari and Qatar are both creators of Trezadon, and you would know from.
Whoa, Kalari, like the chick who put us on this mission.
Yeah.
Fuck that whore.
Wow, you're not
I
even
know,
playing
the
that character
doubles all
anymore.
together.
You're not even playing that
God.
character anymore. My goodness.
I know, but God. Ugh.
Your whole world is unraveling, Radix. Your whole world is unraveling.
Air my fist, woman.
I have one too.
I have
Mine's
two.
defective.
My God, my fingers, they can't stop.
But yeah, you would know that both of them, Kalari and Qatar, are twins. They are twin sisters. They are both creators of the world. They are both one of the six. And so you're not sure which one she is, but you know that she is one of them.
Well, none of us would know Kalari as it was, correct?
As your previous characters knew her? No.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like none of us would know Kalari ever. Since we're
Right
all
now, no.
new people, yeah.
Don't destroy the world I'm creating.
I'm not trying to. I'm just saying,
Or
like,
the mission I'm creating for you. But
Yeah, I'm
right
not
now,
trying
no.
to, but I'm just saying, like, the people that we are, we don't know who Kalari is.
You know her as one of the creators. That's what I was saying. You would know her to be
Yeah.
you would know her description from the old texts that you were brought up on, the stories you were brought up on, the children's tales, all of that. You would know it from that.
Yeah, okay.
And she turns to you, or she turns towards the prince, and has this look of disbelief, like this can't be, just this unheard of look. And you see her close her eyes, and then just all of a sudden, like this overwhelming peace covers you. And when she opens her eyes, you see a tear fall from her right eye, and she looks towards the prince and goes, "I did not think this day would come." And she looks around, and you see her glance to Evok and kind of nod to him very gently, and he nods back to her very gracefully in return. And she makes her way around him and sees those who had fallen. And she just glances around, and you would see just a stance of sadness embrace her. And she lifts her hands high to the sky, and you see a beam of light envelop her and then grow outward as it begins to envelop the entire island. Well, I think I have one too many.
No. Oh my. So many W-2s.
I'm fixing that one.
Well, it is tax time.
Can you not really? Like, I don't want to think about taxes.
Oh, but he did.
I do want to think about taxes. I get a refund.
Oh, I don't, because my wife started a new business. I don't know if we do this year.
This year we will. Next year we may not.
Yeah, my wife started a new, like, nail polish business, so I don't know
You're saying.
how hot our taxes are going to be this year.
Yeah, I went 1099 with Aflac.
Well, like, we hired a guy, like,
Accountant?
a CFA? No, yes, no, CPA.
CPA.
A CPA, and he's been doing our taxes for years, and he's like, oh yeah, all this great stuff, and then they were like mega successful compared to a lot of indie companies this year, just within 2 months, and so I was like, fuck, we're gonna have to pay money. I don't want to have to pay money. Shit, like.
Alrighty.
Confused.
Yeah. Because something's not right on the wiki.
Oh.
Which aspect of the wiki is incorrect? I mean,
Well,
frankly, it's pretty expansive, so that's why I was kind of curious.
It's got a page created for a deity that's incorrect, and a deity is missing. So I'm trying to figure out who's missing and which one's wrong.
Hey, woman, I did the ones you gave me.
I know.
Deity list. List of deities. I mean, you can. I'd be happy to. For the 4E deities, I'd be happy to tell you which one's incorrect if you want to PM me, but otherwise, I can't tell you.
That's okay. I can figure it out.
No, I think she's talking about the
Trezodon ones.
creation, yeah, the campaign specific.
Okay.
I think that... See, because it's showing created here, but on the front page, it's not created. But that's not right. That is wrong.
Which one's wrong?
Because he's a demigod. He's not a god. So information is wrong.
Well, these are just deities. You don't. God and demigod can be considered deities.
I know.
Yeah.
No, it's a different page that's wrong, and I want to correct it before I forget. There we go. It was a typo on my part, an error on my part. That one, and I not correct that.
So you just, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, it just needs a page added. Okay, sorry about that. As the light comes back in to the blue W there, as the light comes back in and surrounds her, you see other deities arriving in turn, and
Do we know that they're deities?
yes. At this point, you would recognize them as, because again, they look almost human, but they're very large. They have a glow about them. They have like a regalness and a presence that they carry that you would sit there and go, we're in the presence of gods.
Yeah, oh, we're in the presence of something beyond what we are, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And she in turn turns away. She turns her back to the dead and turns towards those that have arrived, and in turn nods, starting with the pink one to the orange to the red, and nods in turn to each one. And the red one steps forth and, sister, why have you summoned us? This is
Wait,
unheard of.
which one is talking? Sorry.
The red one.
Okay.
5.
Yeah, okay.
5 is turning to 2 and saying, sister, why have you summoned us? And she turns to him and says, it's coming to pass. Everything that we've been fighting against is still coming. We can't stop this. And she goes, let me show you. And she approaches him rapidly, and it would look like she just floated right over. And she places, it looks like one of those you're healed moments where her hand just slams against his forehead. And you hear almost like a clash of thunder as it hits. And he jumps back from her and he goes, no, it can't be. It's not going to happen. I won't let it. And he disappears. And she hangs, and suddenly she's standing there and she's hanging her head in just sadness.
Do we know at first glance which each of these were?
Yes. Yes, you would.
Okay, so we know which one vanished and stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
You would.
Yeah, that's, I mean, relevant and stuff.
I know. I'm also editing and fixing stuff too. Sorry.
And no, that's fine. So long as we, like, are
I'm gonna tell you 30
aware.
seconds.
Yeah, as long as we are aware, that's fine.
Yes, you would know that the one who was just abrupt and rude and was like, this is not going to happen, the one that just took off, was Everest.
Wait a minute. You said number 5 was the one talking, and then number 5 disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, I can't believe this is happening, I'm not going to let this happen, and took off. After she, number 2, showed him the truth. When she did
So,
that, you've been healed.
Everest is not a Trezodon baby.
He was a typo that needed to be corrected. He is now listed as, he should be listed as a deity now, if you refresh your page.
Nope. Nope.
He's on mine.
Nope.
He's on my list of Trezodon creation deities.
Yeah, so there.
Wait. Everest?
Evres.
Yeah.
Everest.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Is there?
Okay. Yeah, I got it now.
Are you awake?
Yes. No, I have it now. Yeah.
It was nappy time.
I wonder if
Okay.
I can-
No, I'm just. Yeah, we're good.
I'm teasing you. Smile.
Well,
Meh.
I just want to make sure that I have everything informational correctly. Like,
Okay. Is this where you're frantically typing?
I just for my own purposes, like, and no, I'm not crazy typing until like I'm full on like in character, like.
I wasn't sure if this is your crazy note-taking moment.
Yes and no. Like, yes, and that I would be like, oh, hey, yes.
Out of character. You were saying earlier that you were taking notes like crazy? Or were you saying that in character you were taking notes like crazy?
In character, I was taking notes like.
Oh,
crazy.
see, I got confused.
Out of character, no, I'm not. I can't focus enough to do that.
You'll need to rewatch
right
this
now.
video.
Yes. So, looking the fuck at you.
Hey, you've gotten how many videos in the last 2 days?
After waiting fucking 2 months?
Deal with
What?
it. Deal with it.
So you would recognize that number 5 was Everest. You would recognize number 4 to be Kindon. And number 3 to be Huel.
Cool.
Would we know what, like, the powers or the relevance of each of them partake or have partaken in the creation of this world?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay, that's just, you know.
Like you would
Okay.
know, you would know them to be the creators. You wouldn't know what area specifically they created.
Okay, that's
Or
fine.
anything like
yeah,
that.
yeah. No, that's fine. I was
Um,
just,
That's still
Fine.
something I'm trying to hash out
I might
okay, that's
when you
fine.
figure it out.
if I figure it out. It's an if. So you would see Hurl come over to number 2, and she would place her hand on her shoulder. So 3 would place her hand on 2's shoulder and say, "Qatar, sister, we don't know how to battle this." At this point, you would know now. You would hear her now state that this is not Kalari. This is Qatar, the twin sister. And you would just see her shake her head and repeatedly say, "We need to summon my sister. We need to summon her back." And Kindon walks over to the two girls that are talking, and he says that it's not possible. We can't bring her back. She has to come on her own.
In the very, like, several square background, you just scribble.
Just like paper and pen etching into itself.
Yeah.
Just kind of poking around, but as I'm ambling around, I'm sort of slowly creeping closer and closer towards the gods.
Okay. Go ahead, Arlie and Soras. What are you two doing?
Just kind of watching all of this going, "Whoa," like not being able to process it all. Like, what is going on?
I am watching and
Dumbfounded, basically.
standing next to the prince.
Yeah, and there are people like moving all that. And you just see this tiny like poofy head just like poking out.
You would see the four that are remaining convene together, and they're talking rather quietly to one another. But you would hear, and it sounds like a foreign language that they're talking in, and they're talking rather quietly.
You said these were the remaining what?
The remaining four. So like 5 left. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 are conversing quietly and in a foreign language.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you said yeah.
Not to confuse you.
No, I was confused in that they were talking normally, and then all of a sudden they were quote unquote the remaining 4 that they were all of a sudden not
Talking
conversing.
normally.
Yeah.
Nope, they're talking in a foreign language at this point.
Yeah, gotcha.
And all of a sudden, as one, they turn toward the pack of you that are standing there, and
What?
as if they were one. You just see them all turn and immediately face all of you, like the pack, because you guys are essentially like a pack, for lack of a better term.
Wow.
So they're all facing. Well, you're kind of in the general area, but they're all they're facing this grouping of people, beings, creatures. So they're facing the group of you, and they just turn as one towards facing you, and they decide they look at you all and say, "Among you, there are those that are chosen to fight this," and you hear it in unison, like it's just a very angelic.
Different.
Remarkable. Yeah.
Different kind of like octave, like.
Yeah. Very, very chorusy. Yeah. And you just hear this. Among you there are those that are chosen that can defeat this. That is going to destroy this world. And they glance towards each other, and you see this light again emit from them that is blinding. It's your choice if you decide to close your eyes, shield your eyes, cover your head, however you choose to handle it. If you're going to stare blindly at it, I need an endurance check.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Ah! Of
Oh
course,
no,
my browser
I
just seized up.
I just know it is because my face will not like close.
Ah, there we go.
I just need to find out if you go blind from or are blinded from the
I got an 18.
light. Radix, you're blinded from the light.
And you hear the most like preposterous yeah.
I close my eyes when the light hits me, but I was sort of leaning into it a little bit. And
Okay.
it doesn't look like I'm shying away at all.
Okay.
I just kind of lower my head, close my eyes a little bit.
Okay. Arlie, you are like you end up like it ends up like feeling it burns a little bit, but you end up being able to withstand the light. And then the light begins to retract and come back to them. And as you looked around, you would notice that the 4 of you are glowing.
Well, shit. Literally. That is in character. That's what I say.
Am I like of Am
Sound
I
mind to
perceptive?
notice? Yes.
Well, no. Am I perceptive enough, given my blindness, to notice the glowing?
Let's find out.
You did just
Yeah.
hear me next to you say, well, shit, though.
Yes, you would notice that you're glowing and 3 other beings are glowing.
I'll look
Okay.
down at my hand and then look over at the rest of the group over there and just try and pick out who else has obviously been poked out.
So I will like flat out drop the notebook and pen and just like start out like I'll grab like an empty vial and start scraping skin or whatever with like a dagger from my boot, like cork it really fast and like grab it.
And you would see anything that you take off of you stops glowing the minute it comes off of you.
And as I'll notice that I'll just toss it way to the side, like several squares over, like jab a needle in my arm and like I grab the plunger with my teeth and just like look at it like straight to the moon.
Not glowing.
Okay, like toss that way behind me, pick up the notebook and be just like.
When I see all this going on, I'm just going to shake my head and want to walk over towards the gods because I assume they're going to want to talk to us.
Okay.
I'm just kind of staring at him, thinking he's absolutely insane.
And yet he's glowing.
And as that's happening, I glance at it. Am I still glowing as that's happening?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Glancing at my tunic and all that jazz, and I'll run up to the person next to me, which happens to be the kind of hairy lady.
Wild woman, yeah.
Yeah, kind of, and just kind of be like pull down the eye, like suck it a little, look under that, and just like jab the.
Arlie, are you gonna let him do this?
Wait, you're pulling down my eye socket?
No, just like the eyelid a little.
Yeah.
Like, eh.
As soon as you do that, I like lean towards you and like growl, and growl at you really loud.
I grab the hand, jab the hand really quick, and glance at that really quickly to see what happens.
What is wrong with you?
Really pay attention, even though the hand probably super wavy. Just
Can I try and grab him and
Sure.
hold him
Remember,
up?
kids, experimenting with mercury is bad.
I don't know how that would work mechanically in this
Strength check.
strength track.
Something strength. I would be strength.
strength
That's all I know.
versus AC or reflex, either one is technically what it is.
Okay. I got a 19.
Versus
Is it
AC or reflex.
Let's go with AC.
No.
No, damn.
Reflex probably would have been better.
Well,
Probably.
that also does not work.
Okay.
I'm like, "Grr!" trying to grab you.
So as the hand that I just stabbed is like, ugh, no.
What's your character doing?
Still just standing there.
Okay. The deities turn to those of you that are glowing, and they say, "Well, come here."
I'm sort of leaning against the block there, looking back over my shoulder at the rest of you.
You see them kind of motion like,
"Hold on!"
"Come here."
And again, you hear. Hold on,
I sort of
I'm
give
not
you a little.
done." And just like, I have like furious writing as I have this arm furiously shaking me off.
Like, what is wrong with you? How tall are you, by the way?
Not tall. I'm not going to state specifics, but I'm not the tallest. How do I say this?
I don't know.
Well, okay. See, how do we say specific heights without getting into
Exact
specifics?
measurement?
Yeah.
How to be specific without being specific?
Tiny, small, medium, large.
No. because that has an
That means
actual
different,
mechanic.
yeah.
Well, no, that actually has a mechanically different, like,
Medium can mean anything from 5 feet or like 4.5
to
feet
set.
to 7
Yeah,
feet. So.
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Hold on. Give me 30 seconds. I will find an answer for this.
Yeah, because medium creatures are from exactly what Enna said, from 5 feet to 7 feet, and then that's preposterous. Like, you can't just say, "Oh, I'm totally medium." Like,
Yeah. There's a big stretch there.
Well, I mean,
Um,
think about it. If you see somebody, you
Arlie,
can
you
tell-
notice he's almost your size.
Oh, he is. Okay, cool.
I mean, I'm not like a large person. I'm very lanky. I mean, you'd be able to feel just like how unmuscular I am when I'm trying to do this, and you're just like, you're just kind of waving your hand. You're like, dude, stop.
I'm
And I'm just
basically doing that. I'm like,
And I'm just.
He'd be almost like maybe shoulder length or shoulder height ish
okay,
to you.
that's cool.
Yeah, I'm not a large person. Like, and unfortunately, it's like I don't know necessarily what you are, in character without rolling
Yeah.
for it.
That's
But
fine.
I'm not gonna do that, Rambo. So like, yeah, I'm not.
So basically, I'm a little bit taller than you and much more muscular, and I'm annoyed that I couldn't grab you, basically.
Yeah,
And that you're poking at me.
In like 30 seconds. Yeah, no, my video flip-flopped. Radix and Soras. Alright. So the deities have motioned for you to come closer.
I moved over, by the way.
And they motion again to come closer. And they tell you
Closer from the last time that we moved.
from where you're at right now. They're motioning for you to come and be a part of essentially the conversations they're gonna have. And you notice that they're kind of eyeing you, eyeing you up and down, and
Are you still poking at me, Redix?
no, he's on the
No,
other side of
Okay, good.
no, that shit is stopping. I'm fucking
Oh,
right
God.
here.
Good.
And they look you all over, and they're like, you, and they point. You hear that, and they each say you, and they point at a different one of you.
Okay.
Number 2 points to Radix. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I would say.
I have to get my letters right here again. Hold on.
Regardless of who's like pointing, it's like I hear you, and it's like, like hand up.
Number 3 points to Radix. Number 2 is pointing to Arlie. Number 1 is pointing to Endis, and number 4 is pointing to Silraz.
Oh,
Okay.
I moved to the right spot then.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I had to go off of where you guys were and what was what, and
Yeah.
But she did that on purpose. Yeah,
I was gonna say, I'm sure that was a
It
plan.
It was all because we moved to the right spots.
yes,
pretty much. Yeah.
we'll go with that. And you see them, they point at you, and then they put their hand upon you. And suddenly you're filled with a flood of memories and emotions that are not your own. You're filled with knowledge that you did not previously have.
Okay.
You now contain the memory, some of the memories, and the knowledge of the previous campaign.
Oh.
You know the things that they've
Power
battled.
to metagame.
You know the things that they've battled. You know what they're up against. You know why they were sent here. You know who sent them. You know what's going on. You know where they came from. You know all the meetings they've had, the things that have been destroyed. You know all of this.
I
Are the bodies?
Just
Well,
boom.
shit.
The bodies are still here. You know the important items that were on them. That includes their magical items. That includes all
I
of
know
that.
to get the angel flask.
You now when they take their hands off of you, they look to you and they tell you, you know now what you need. You have to do this. And you hear it in that angelic chorus voice again. Yeah. Great. Alex is gonna serenade us for the rest of the night.
This is what happens if we play for a full 4 hours.
I know.
I was about to say, bitch, please. I am the son of a pastor. I know this shit cold. I know chanting.
Yeah.
There we go.
No, I'm just coming into this. So, but they tell you, again, in unison, you hear you know what you need to do. You know what has to happen. You know the quest they were on before. They should not have been here. You would also know that Kalari sent them,
Okay.
which is not something that they would know. I don't know if you know that or not, but it's something that you would know. Like, it's not common knowledge where Kalari is. It's not common knowledge what happened to her, what's going on. Everyone just knows all the creators poofed, and she poofed before them because there was a whole, like, uprising against with the creators against the humans.
Okay.
That was the third age.
As they're talking, like, full on in the middle, like, I, like, sprint between them and, oh no, let me have control.
Hold on. I will assist you.
No,
Stop. I will assist you.
no.
Stop. Children? Look, there you are.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's fine. And slide in between, just like kind of come up between. Yeah, and that was the body of my own character. And I disregard the full-on death of that character. Just rip off the handy haversack and take off the key from his chest. And okay, out of character. Does this mean I have 2 handy haversacks?
No, you can only have one. You can still only have one, but you can combine the items.
Damn it! Because that would be hilarious. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know that a handy haversack can fit inside a handy haversack.
Yeah.
Without breaking it.
That doesn't mean that I wanted to put 2 inside of the other. That just means I wanted 2.
It also is.
It's the bag holding a portable
game
hole that's
breaking,
bad.
But it can. You can shove the bag inside the other bag.
But you
Either way, that wasn't the point. The point is that I had 2 handy haversacks. But
No.
That's what he wanted.
Because technically, you would all have 2 handy haversack if Ennis could pry the other one out of his other guys.
well,
Oh, he's dead,
again,
yeah.
that would depend again if every person had a handy haversack.
I did.
I don't
I
think
didn't
everybody
know.
didn't.
Slightly different.
Yeah.
You do, however, have the box.
Well, yeah, I knew I had that, but it was just kind of
I might have 2.
yeah, that was kind of it. Yeah, and the stuff within it. It
All right,
was
hold on. We'll make it true. All right. I'll roll a D2. If
oh, no.
it's a 1, you get it. If it's a 2, you don't.
Please put it on the bot, please.
I am. I don't own a D2.
Everyone has to
like
do it.
coin.
It's called the coin.
Or
Yeah.
a D4,
No, I don't have
and you
any coins
divide
up here.
by 2.
Yay! We get it.
I get it. You
No, you
fuckers
can all
get to
have
roll
it.
your own.
We all get it.
We'll give it to all.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh my god, this is beyond ridiculous.
While he's over messing with the key and little mini chest.
And yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just digging through. It's like,
Just remember, I'm gonna put this out there for everybody. The magical items that your character received, make sure that they will be usable with your current class. If not, let me know
Wait,
because you'll
are
want to
we-
know, sell values and stuff.
Are we talking even sell values for sell and use values for full on cloak and all that jazz. So if we can take it off, we can use it.
If it was on your previous character.
Okay.
Now you know why I said only basics.
Yeah.
I kind of figured something like this was going to happen. It was just a question of whether or not we were going to be taking this stuff off of their bodies, or if it was going to be here's brand new stuff that's the equivalent of.
Nope.
Well,
you get to loot your old corpse.
even then, that's pretty bold. I mean, for me, that's pretty bold. Because I get all that excess gold value.
With your new character's mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to do that like next session or something.
Can you put
Yeah.
great swords in a haversack?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
Awesome.
limited by cubic footage.
Oh.
the cubic footage is absolutely ridiculous. So long as you can fit it into your this.
I have a 10-foot hole in mine.
Yeah, basically everyone does.
Are you
Nice.
serious?
Hello.
What?
What?
My new character has the same carry of capability as the pixie.
Awesome. Good job.
Yeah. Alright, so let's see that stripped.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that some other time.
Yeah, that's going to have to be like by next session.
That's what I figured. I figured this would be a chance real quick to RP it if you wanted to RP it, or we can pick that up after when we start off the next session.
I think that might be a good idea. Like as it is, like there's a lot of stuff. I'm just like, oh, I'm totally gonna sell this. And be like, haha,
Yeah.
this is so useful. Like, I think in a generality, since we're like a half an hour over our general like time frame, it might be good to start that way and just be like, oh, you start here and you can divide and conquer,
Hmm.
Right.
and that way everyone has a general idea of how they want to divide and conquer versus like, oh, I need to look up this and gold value and rabble.
Right. So then when we start next week, we will start with you're looting your old corpses. We'll start with basically exactly where we're leaving off.
Sounds good.
Hopefully, I mean, we've still got a lot of RP to cover next session.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Hopefully we'll be able to stay on target.
Okay, yeah.
Stay
One
on
thing I'm going to bring
target.
up before we get too deep into that too, we've got those special custom weapons that you made,
Yes.
and those were designed for our last characters,
Yes, they
pretty
were.
much, and they're not
Yeah.
going to fit the new characters.
Yeah.
That's why I was kind
Sell
of wondering
things.
where, like, are they just going to classify as quote unquote a magical
Unless somebody
weapon?
wants great swords.
Well, no, that's
This
what I'm
is-
saying. It's like it's going to classify, I'm guessing, as a quote unquote magical weapon, regardless.
Yeah.
This is where you'd have the option of either selling said item or seeing if another member of the party can use said item.
Okay.
And going from there. So it's going to be a lot of it's a chance for you guys to kind of get to know each other and get to know each other's characters a little bit with as far as however you want to play that out. Again, it's a lot of
Who are those guys?
RP next session.
Yeah.
So it'll be a little bit of that, a little bit of you'll be conversing with the deities a little bit. It'll just be a huge reconstruction of everything, and the I'll just tell you guys right now, there'll be a moment where there'll be a reopening of the Fey portal or the Feywild connection.
Okay.
So that's what this whole thing was about anyway. So, oh, it's a puppy.
No. Hey.
Yep, I get easily distracted.
By puppies, of course.
Yeah, anything with fur. Ooh, squirrel. So we'll plan for a prompt start at 6 o'clock. Probably 6. I'll be honest, 6:15 at the very latest if I'm not fully together. Because I don't know what my week's gonna hold for me. And then, yeah, we'll go from there.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Yay.
Y'all sound thrilled. I thought this went very well.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
Worked out
too.
very well in your
I'm
favor.
good.
I'm
I'm
just
good with
saying.
it.
We just have a lot to think about, is what the issue is.
Yeah.
Hey, you
Yeah,
put me
no,
through all the
it's-
brain work this past couple weeks, so yeah.
No, it's no, like it's a rough thing in terms of like making the quote unquote players happy in terms of playing what they want to play in terms of satisfying the roleplay aspect versus the combat aspect versus any other aspect. And versus what they already have in play, because we already had shit like 2 campaigns, quote unquote, in play, and somehow interacting that with what we already had going on in the terms of both campaigns, because we had 2 separate things going, and so that's a shit ton of work from a DM aspect, and even like going within that, like each of us, like I know Sil, Ennis, and I each had like 3 characters set and ready to go, at least, and so we were all equally just like, oh yeah, let's. If anyone wants to play this, oh, I'll totally play this. Or in, worst case scenario, I'll play this. And so everyone just had a lot going on. And
And I think everybody ended up with their first choices.
I
I mean, yeah, for the most part, everything was very flexible. And I think, again, so long as it wasn't like, oh, we have 3 defenders, or we have 4 strikers, we had an amazing amount of flexibility, and so that was really beneficial. I mean, even within that, I think everyone, once we talked about not necessarily the complaints, but the or even the issues, but it's like some of the things that we had noticed within the first campaign, and even going into the second, we were like, okay, let's try to merge the best aspects of roleplay with play style, and maybe try to merge other aspects that we didn't even think about that would be fun into the game, and try to work that all in. So I think everyone just like really went out of the box with this next set to try to make it all fun and valuable towards the campaign, our own sense of fun mechanically, etc. And so I'm really excited to go through it.
I think the change was definitely a good idea. Because I see like an eager anticipation of what you're going to be able to do with your characters now, as opposed to, well, I'm gonna do this.
I have so much fun crap to do with Craig. It's going to be hilarious.
Well, again, like I think the problem was, again, our initial characters. I think our alternate characters were, again, like, we solely focused them on like, oh, let's just fuck it, let's just have fun with it. Let's not think about like any other asset. Let's just have fun, because it's
It's a throwaway campaign kind of thing.
yeah, it's
The alternate
It's a
was-
backup plan.
no, that's exactly it. And so all of it's just like, no, let's go bullshit to the wall. And for some of us, it really worked. Like, again, like for me personally, it was like, this was the easiest and the most fun role play that I could have made out of it. It was it worked for me.
I have barely gotten a chance to dabble into what Grace is, and it's great because I'm sure everybody's gotten some idea, and it's not right. I can tell you right off the top.
Again,
That's
like,
the part that has me excited, is that you guys don't know who everybody is. Like, you've
and
gotten like their
that will
description,
be
but
absolutely like even the description isn't enough to
Pass judgment.
Even past judgment, like
I really
won't-
get a feel for.
Yeah, I won't remember what anyone else is next week, except for like Arle's a hairy person. Like that's the extent of what I'm gonna.
Who
Remember.
growled loudly at you?
Well, even then, like that's the extent of what I'm gonna remember. Like I didn't hear to my memory like an extensive description of Endus's character. Like I heard a really super basic one of
Yep.
Sill's character is like, oh, he's a Clash star. Okay. Like, you know what I mean? There's so much to work from that, and even, especially if we really get into some hooks of the backstory, it will be so much more expansive and immersive, and yeah, it'll be really exciting. I'm really anticipating.
I have a lot of stuff prepped with my character.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think everyone really has some anticipation going from the backstory that we had prepped, and I know this is huge, like set on C's. But if we can somehow even merge 25 to even 50% of our backstories to somehow like immerse ourselves into the backstories, that would be like
There's a
beyond
reason
what I
I
was hoping
said-
for. Yeah.
There's a reason I said to have a backstory put together, because I'll be honest, I am working to tie those into several different events.
And
That's
yeah.
why I was trying to keep mine fairly generic and focus on like a certain important moment which defined the character, and leaving the rest of it fairly open for customization.
Right, and so like even the most generic thing will like tie your character into the backstory and get your character like tie you as a person into the character and get you more immersed into the story and get you more involved and tied to it. And that's just like any person who's ever played 100 hours into a video game who like loses their character like no like
And it's well, that's
Awesome.
something you can all figure out at the beginning of
Which
next
one? I had
session.
two great swords, really.
Whichever one was in the
Oh,
The-
yeah.
the only minor issue with it is that it's a great sword rather than a one-handed sword. But honestly, I would give up the shield.
That's awesome. Yeah.
13,000.
Oh, well, that reminds me.
16,500 is next.
Okay.
I don't know. I have to. And I'm not sure that it'll actually work with the character that I've got, though. I'm just rethinking something now.
You're at 13,000.
I already know that like the item that I'm investigating will not work for me, nor will any item that anyone has. But it's still just like I know without even quote unquote investigating the gold value that I'm going to fucking find, and it's stupid.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
No. Like even with like I will be able to
It's
quote,
buy
unquote,
a castle for each of us. Stupid.
I will be able to put on amazing stuff because it was generic, and then I think I had as an excess like 67,000 gold or something. Like something absolutely preposterous.
A question was just asked, and I think it's a very good question. In regards to the memories and everything that you received, the only memories, the memories started from when Kalari sent you over.
Okay.
So you don't have like their personal memories, their childhood, any of that. Just the important tidbits of Kalari sent them over. You remember vaguely being in Pesh. You remember vaguely meeting
Yeah, like
Cambion and Valray. You remember the portal crashing
Yeah.
as you went to as you went through to Lago. You remember
we
the
have the
crucial moments.
flashes of the important events,
Exactly.
not like every tidbit of every conversation we've ever had.
Jesus, bird.
I know. I'm making sure. Like, we don't have every tidbit of every conversation ever had. We just have the flashes of major events.
Give me 1 second. I'm chasing down a bird that fell.
He's back up on his thing. He's
Thanks.
gone.
I was about to say, just say yes, because I'm pretty sure that's how I anticipated it.
Yes.
There you go. He heard you more than I did.
Okay, just
Oh, bing, bing,
we
bing.
to make sure we have the memories and like classifications of the major memories, not the minor stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I'm sure all of you are wondering, there's your experience in IRC. Because that officially ends the night when experience is
Yay.
handed out. Yeah. Stop that. I know you want to go to bed. Stop. Don't be a pissy bird.
Shit. No.
What'd you do?
No.
Great.
Instead of
Radix is breaking stuff.
no, on the DDI, instead of hitting, like the tab to like change experience, hit level up to level 9.
Oops.
And I
Control
don't
Z?
want to. Yeah, well, that's not a thing there, but because the DDI is horseshit.
So you can't undo?
Not once you hit level up to level 9. No, you cannot.
That's junk.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up.
No, the DDI as itself is a huge piece of horseshit, but it has the entirety of all of the 4E database, and that's beyond super useful.
I've
Yeah.
tried to
I
find
agree.
a free replacement, and there's nothing that even comes close that I've paid
Yeah,
for DPI.
it is. If you have the $70 a year, it is worth the year contract. Holy shit, it is so useful. But as a tool, it is the biggest piece of shit ever. But if you use it often, it is worth the $70 a year, especially if you use it for the whole year. Oh my god. I use it probably at least a couple times a week for the last year, and it is more than replaced my World of Warcraft like subscription. Because again, I don't play like WoW. This is like my one subscription, and so it's so worth the money. And I'm gonna have to go